Hi guys, I'm Judith Blackard,
And I'm Bianca Reina.
and this is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today is day one of the Nervous System Reboot Summit, and we wanted to come in a little early to introduce ourselves and to maybe give you just a little bit of Zen here today. So, thank you guys for being here early. And Bianca is going to tell you just a little bit about how hustle as I get a little tiny video
Sure.
going.
So we did this video and portions of it back when we were on the Blocks. And Blocks is a reality television series for entrepreneurs. And we were one of 95,000 applicants. And they narrow it down to the 97 people that are actually on the season. And we had a really great time. I was joking about my hair color, being blonde at the time, and kind of having fun with it. But the truth is that we've really, really grown so fast. And that is all because of you guys. So every time I say a we, that means you too. Yes. So we have grown as a community very fast. And I love that this is a non-judgmental community. Everybody is in their own spiritual journey, no bad questions. And so I think that we've been really loving as a community to be able to bring new people in ways that we never could before. And so since we don't have this spiritual hierarchy, and because we come from a loving, loyal place, I think that many people find that they feel very welcomed. So this is your go-to for woo in the future. If you ever want to have some really fun conversations, we always laugh and say we're like girlfriends having,
Groups.
yes, gossip groups, and not gossip in the way that's bad on others. It's actually where you can come and have coffee or maybe brunch, but talk about woo stuff. So that is what we have and have in store for you. Here we go.
Hi there, I'm Jenna Blackard. I'm the Ocarina, and our business is the Help Hustle Media. Hot Hustle Media is really built for spiritual business entrepreneurs who are really looking to communicate their brand better. I was a hypnotherapist and a nutritionist by trade, and I struggled and struggled and struggled. And once I figured that out, it changed everything. And we thought we would come and create this media company to really support spiritual business leaders specifically.
We've had so many accomplishments that we can be really excited about. We were, in fact, in 6 weeks of our launch. We hit 20K in profits. We were collaborations that we're working with is through the roof. Like the people that we are divinely guided to be able to work with, and it's just been a joy, really.
I think the difference is that we sometimes leave out the story, but we try to bring in the whole narrative. Is that we both had these massive mystical experiences, and we can pretty much have these like kind of off the cuff conversations with almost anybody from galactic channels to spirit mediums and things like that.
Woohoo!
Hey, you guys. Wow. Well, thank you guys for joining us early. I wanted to start with a little bit of a meditation to just kind of bring us all together. Lianka and I play together in a very just follow the energy kind of way.
Oh, of course.
So there might be some toning in the background, there might not be. Sometimes she might pick up the meditation, and we just literally let spirit guide us. So let's just take a moment, close your eyes, and connect. Truly connect. Connect with the other people on this line.
Good.
Connect with the live stream. Connecting with your galactic families. Connecting with the sprites, the spirits, the angels. Connecting, yes, thank you. Really bringing the oneness and
Connect
the love
with those who might come future community members, those who might be listening on replay, those who are struggling, those who may not become community members, but just connecting with their hearts to bring more love into this world.
And just taking this moment to become aware of this connection, become aware of the love in your heart, the love in this community. Where do you notice that in your body? There may be some light language and channeling happening. As we work through the body, through the nervous system, as we engage in this beautiful event that is set before you, invite in all that can receive, all that can acknowledge, and all that are here to create a greater oneness, a greater earth, and a oneness on planet Earth. Working through the body today to release all the things that you can release that are constructs created by the tech of the collective. Coming today with a fresh beginner's mind, coming together today with a calm, with a peace, with a return to be, allowing in these beautiful Arcturians, the other Palladians, and all the other galactic guides that you're willing to put forth, allowing this energy to drop in and calm your nervous system, allowing your lungs to breathe, your body to flow. Allowing your body to move today. Now, au, yau, yau.
Se sa o.
Taking a deep breath in, opening your eyes when you're called, and allowing yourself to be here, really be here. They say that being present means to pay attention. And when more of you are paying attention, more of us will pay attention. So today I invite you to grab a journal, keep your cameras on, and really be here with us and with the speakers so that we can really change this world in the most delightful way possible. Thank you for your presence. I do want to remind you that you will need water today. I wrote an email about the planetary alignment, and it's no surprise to me that our first most powerful summit was also in a planetary
That's
alignment.
right.
We look at a calendar and we say, here's the date. And then it ends up popping up at a beautiful time where even Lianka's Mystic Space Weather News can't compete. So welcome and welcome to this nervous system alignment as we realign.
So take a moment, go grab your water, and get ready for an impactful day for you.
Yeah. And in the next 5 minutes, I just want to tell you about some of the things that we've made for you. We've made this beautiful Hertz frequency that we call a Summit Enhancer. It's just $8. You may have seen it on your entry in, but I did want to let you know the magic behind it. Because yes, it's just a one-time thing. Mic things.
No, just making sure because I still not hearing us through this.
Fears?
Yes.
I see. All right, well, I'll look at that in 1 second.
I hear us. I mean, I hear us through the Zoom,
Yes.
but I know when Judith comes on, can you hear
She's not
yourself?
going to be able to hear us. Yeah, I noticed. You're right.
We won't be able to hear her.
Got
They
it.
can hear her.
I have everything selected. So we might just
But while you're getting some water, we'll work on the hearing ourselves.
let me just tell you one more thing about the Hertz frequencies. They are 8 1-hour frequencies. We go through Hertz, Delta, and all the other ones. And we worked with a sound engineer to create them. And it's being created within the multidimensional fields of what we are too. They're really, really powerful. I listen to them while I'm sleeping.
I do too.
And I listen to them while I'm reading books. And I listen to them while I'm doing yoga. And sometimes I'll have them on real quiet while I'm also listening to Peloton music. So I use them all the time. And they really have changed my life.
And they've changed my family's life. So I put them on where I think like my son will be studying for like a really big exam, and I'll just have him playing quietly in the background so that he can release his, so it helps to really just realign all the chakras. And I know sometimes whenever we have chakra problems or
But we've got
chakras,
chakras too.
right.
This
And
is
so,
Hertz.
yes, I know that. And so what I'm saying is that what it does is that it helps to really clear out some of those like stuck energies. And so it helps you to be able to like lower your vigilance system. It helps you to receive the information that you're getting from maybe it's the textbook or anything like that my son was studying on, but it's really like changed all of the dynamics. So I know that whenever, like sometimes if I'm having like, I don't know, like one of those days where it's like just, more, I can just put on the hertz frequencies in the background and I will start to feel an energy shift. And that is what really this does. It helps to lower sometimes um that yeah, I can hear that.
Yep. Okay.
It's
We'll see what happens.
okay, we'll go with the flow.
Okay.
But anyway, it's just $8. It's worth so much more. But we really wanted you to have this so that when you're listening to the speakers, and sometimes where you're not able to receive information, where sometimes your frontal lobe will kind of receive the information and then start to integrate regardless of what your inner critic starts to say. So that is really one of the biggest benefits for having this summit enhancer. And then it goes on to help change your life. So how can that be a bad thing?
Right. We're just going to let a few more people in and we'll get started with Judith in just a second.
Judith, why don't we go ahead and unmute so we can say hi?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to be here.
All right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm excited about every single one of these conversations, you guys. And let me just say, we're kicking it off with somebody who really knows how to help somebody get out of the muck of this reality. We've had a lot of conversations with her on worthiness, and lack. And I really sense that this one, where we focus on our nervous system, is really going to move. So without further ado, we're going to start with Judith. We're going to start a new recording here. So we have an official intro, but I've got a few more people to let in first. Zoom kind of, we went away from it and then it kind of changed things on me. And then I'm constantly like, I can't remember where all the controls are.
And so then you have to put your glasses back on and back off. I mean,
Because I don't.
all the things.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Technology, technology, technology.
I know.
Yes, gotta love it. Okay, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Judith Blackard.
And I'm Bianca Reina.
And this is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today we're talking with Judith Costa. And we are talking about how the lack and unworthiness really disrupts our nervous system and what to do about it.
That's right. A couple words about Judith. Judith is an unconditional love coach and self-love expert, a seminar leader, writer, and speaker. She has a master's degree in analytical psychology and psychotherapy. She's also a Reiki master, a certified consultant and teacher of the Akashic Records, and happiness trainer. Judith's coaching is centered around the powerful belief that love, especially self-love, is the catalyst for personal transformation. By helping her clients cultivate a deeper relationship with themselves, she empowers them to create abundance, well-being, and better relationships. Her approach is a testament to the idea that when you love yourself, you can truly share that love with others. Welcome, Judith.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you, everyone, for your presence and for your commitment to improve all of us together, our lives.
Yes.
Yes. One of the things I've gotten from you, and maybe you start here and enlighten the deeper conversation, is you've done a lot of your own personal work. And it seemed that you had to go through a bunch of your own personal work to really be able to meet people. Do you want to share a little bit of your experience and how you experience lack and worth and some of these other like tight, contracted vibrations that aren't really true for us?
Yeah, sure. And I think it's very interesting because if you told me like 25 years ago that I will be here in the United States and doing this, I would say, no, impossible, you're crazy. My life was in a totally different direction, but I started having problems, physical problems, emotional problems of depression. My life seemed okay from the outside, more than okay. It was great, but I wasn't feeling happy at all. I had a lot of challenges, and what I didn't know at that moment in time that the lack
Like
of
right in front of your
for
face.
myself. I'm sorry. That the lack of love for myself was my main problem, and that my mind was not a servant. It was the boss, and the inner dialogue that I had, and the need for perfection, the need to have um, not to please others, but to have balance and calmness in my life, make me do something all the time that was not good, that was not. Um, conveying to the topic of the summit, no? Like having a nervous system that it's regulated. And we tend to think that our life depends on the circumstances. Nobody taught us that you can be joyful independently of what is happening in your life, that you can choose calmness independently of the chaos around you. Then I had to learn all of this the tough way. Going through a divorce and then moving to the US, starting a new career, getting married again, and with challenges. I had cancer then, thyroid
Oh,
cancer, and then I
wow.
had an accident, and then I had to move to Spain back because my parents were not doing well. And then I came back here and I rent an apartment that was full of mold. And yeah, life happens. And not only
Yeah.
to me, to everybody. And I made uh, I think a master of resilience and how to live with uncertainty. And this is very important for the topic that we are dealing with today, because it's not about what is happening around you. It's always about how you master in the moments of peace and calmness and stillness in your life, all the tools that you will need when things are not going the way you want, when your world falls apart, when you have big challenges in your life. Then your nervous system only responds to the orders that you give. And it's not by being triggered by the outside world, it's by being still inside that you really achieve uh, this regulation. And we are
Yes.
not perfect. We are not here to show perfection, because sometimes people think, and correct me if I'm not saying this, no, that people that devote our lives, like you and me, Jeanette and and Lianka, that we have everything figured out. It's not true. We are going through this like you are going through this, guys, and the only thing is that maybe we have figured out a little more things, and we are
What?
ahead in the path.
Yeah, so yes. What do you say to people that right now there's a lot of unrest in the world and there is a lot of suffering? Whenever I sometimes look at what I'm going through, and they can be very big things, having mold in your house, that affects your health, right? And I was worried about that as well. And then, was worried about some stuff that had been going on behind the scenes, like with my family and their health.
Yeah.
And then I look around at the world and I'm thinking people are dying and stuff is happening. And then I go, well, maybe my problems aren't that bad, or they're just not significant enough, or whatever, right? And so then I start to feel more bad for like the other people, but I kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but what do you say to people who are feeling like I shouldn't feel anything for my stuff because there's so much more suffering going on, which has always have been the case and throughout history. But then I almost feel like it makes us not,
There's wrongness in there.
yes. So what do you say to those folks, and how we're picking up all of these different energies?
Yes, I advocate for self-love, because I believe that when you
Thank you.
have this energy, you can share it with others. Then you have to be okay. You have to be calm to be able to offer calmness. You have to be in a state where you can hold the space for others. Then
Yes.
people in general, we all tend to be so worried about others that we lose our own inner balance to help someone else because we are very empathic, because we are very loving. And that's not a good strategy. As a coach, I am there, for example, to help people figure out the answers by themselves, but I cannot suffer so much by coaching people that I jump in the box with them and we cry together. I am the one that has to remain and hold this space where this person can reframe situations and look at life in a different way. And this is what I will recommend to people that say that there is a lot of suffering in the world. There is, you cannot deny it. But it always have been, and maybe there is a moment where it changed, but I don't see it yet. Then what you can do is to shift the focus. Like there are a lot of things happening that are good in the world. There is a lot of
True.
there is a lot of good things happening every day, but near you. Focus on the love that you see that people exchange in the smile of a kid, in the kiss with your partner, in the kindness that you want to offer. Give a hug, look at tree, connect with everything that exists, with the abundance that is there around you of good things that we don't value because they are minimal in comparison with a war. Then we want to stop the war in the other corner of the world, but we are at war here in our lives with others.
Yes. Thank
We go
you.
to war every time we take the car and drive. Then if you want peace, start with your own peace.
Yes. Yes.
You want love, start with your own love. If you want more kindness, start with your own kindness. And this is the way, first, you live in a different world that is not a bubble. It's a different world by choosing to live in this energy, by choosing to pay attention to the good things that happen in the world and by contributing to this energy. And we are not going to deny that the other things are happening in the world, but we are not going to go there and add more energy to that, criticizing
Thank you.
the other. We are just going to stay where we are and do what we can with what we have, that it's a lot.
Yeah. So I think that most people on this line would agree with you, but what would be a practice or a way to keep reminding themselves, remembering their nervous system, that they are safe and that they are free while all of this is going on?
Yeah, great question, because if there is no action, nothing changes. Then, as I said, these practices are not something that you maybe will start in the moment of when you are totally dysregulated, but they will help you if you practice them a little bit every day. And you have to choose whatever works for you. You don't have to do everything I'm gonna say once and together for the rest of your life. But it can be from breathing, that in the moment, when we take deep breaths, or even a sigh, like then this is like a reset. And in that moment, you're reconnecting, you are coming down to earth, you are breathing, and you remember that you are in this moment, in the present. Some of our anxiety or problems or worries come to us because we are focused everywhere except where we are at the moment. We look too much at the past and we look to a future. We build a future that has not uh, happened yet. Then it's very important to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is just the awareness of looking at your life and without judgment, just observing what is the dialogue that you have. What are
Mhm.
Yes.
you are telling yourself. We mentioned this in other calls, but this is key for me, because if you keep telling yourself it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong, then
It will go wrong.
Yes, you
not in
create
this
it. You
life,
create your life. It will go wrong.
but not
Well, I
even that.
mean,
It
right.
can
Whether you say you're right.
Henry
it can
Ford.
end.
Yes. Yes, exactly what I was thinking. He says, whether or not you think you are right or wrong.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Right.
The
It's
problem
true.
is not even that. It's like
It was good or bad.
it may be end going well, but you suffer through all the process because you chose to think that
Yes.
it's gonna go wrong.
Yes, you chose to think that it wasn't going to work, even though it was working too.
I think that's a big life
And I
lesson.
think the biggest one here is don't trust everything you think.
Thank you.
Yes, girl, didn't we realize that like over like the last couple
Thank you.
weeks? Yes.
Yes.
There's
Yeah, you
been a
imagine
shift.
thoughts.
And I
Yeah.
do want to give us some time to take some callers as well and read from the chat. But there's been a shift that's been happening in the collective recently, and I think throughout in general. And I feel like even the veil is thinning. And
Yeah.
so there's been these very, like, lots of people, we're all broadcasting from and I was talking about this a second ago a little bit, but we're also receiving from others. And sometimes we can receive intrusive thoughts, we can receive things and energies that are not our own. And we can also believe that they're our own, including our own ego, telling us these negative things. And I think one of the things that Judith and I realized is that we had one of those, like, come to, like, maybe dark nights of the soul, or recently. Yeah. Seriously. And so, well, maybe, and I always say cliches exist for a reason.
Right.
So through that, it could have been easy to spiral out and say, F it, screw it.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. And I'm going to give up on the podcast. I'm going to give up on this. I'm going
Go
to
that
give.
far.
No, I know. I'm being extreme. I said we could have spiraled, right?
could have had to
People can
spiral.
spiral in this stuff. And or said something ugly to our spouse, and uprooted our relationships. I mean, these are things that can happen whenever you start to believe some of those really gross negative thoughts or other energies
Very
that
good.
happen.
Yeah, a very good point, because again, if you are not conscious of what are you thinking and feeling, you tend to react. It was a comment in the chat also about that. And the idea is that you respond. You take a deep breath and you create a gap between what is happening and what do you need, what do you want. You pay attention of what is going around you and you give it to yourself. It may be you need to stop at the moment because it's too much. Working with the Akashic Records, we have a prayer, because what you mentioned is very important. What you do with the energy that we absorb from others, because empathetically we want, or when we turn the TV on and we receive all of this information or all of this fear, it can be a movie, it doesn't have to be the news. What we do, then do it in whatever way you want. We have a prayer that we use in the Akashic Records to release outside influences, anything that anyone project from you, but it can be cultural, it can be from a conversation, it can be working. It doesn't matter what is the energy, but it's an energy that it's not yours and it's not for your soul to carry. It's not a service for your soul to carry this. Then the same way you take a shower, you can take an energetic shower. And it's so easy, like, to recognize that you don't want this energy that may come in a headache. Maybe you're talking with someone and then the conversation is so intense, and then you got the energy of the other person. Then say words more or less like this: if what I'm experiencing is not mine, may God or the universe or source have a shield around me, and I release whatever it may be to the universe or to God, or to, like, send it to the light. Then when we
Yes.
ask for help, we are helped, and we don't know, we don't remember that we have more guidance and help out there than we realize. But it's very important what you mentioned, because we tend to accumulate, 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 and there is a moment where you feel bad and you don't even know why, because it might not be yours. But another advantage is when you release what
It's usually not yours too. I just feel like that's important for, like, if you have a notebook, you might want to write this one down. It is often not yours, especially if it's not happier or lighter or more spacious.
And so you can ask yourself, is this mine? And so usually you will get a pretty good indication that it is either yours, or you can return it to consciousness and love. One of what I was wondering, if we could maybe learn the prayer, or
Yes.
experience your work in some way. What would you like to do?
Whatever you want. You are
Okay. Well, if you have any questions, anyone, go ahead and raise your hand and we'll get you queued up. And then, yes, if we could maybe, learn a little bit more about the prayer, or experience.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Go
the
ahead.
conversation by saying
Someone
that.
was asking what we do with the ego in the Akashic Records.
Yes.
We have a point also. We have two works of doing healing in the Akashic Records. One is through this combination of words or prayers. Another one is through some healing points or grace points that we use in the man.
Sure.
And there is a point to release the ego position. Sometimes, and it's related what you were saying, uh, we tend to have certain ways of seeing the world, certain ego positions that put us in trouble, that we think certain things that connect with other states of being, and we cannot really distinguish what is ours, what is from others, that we have inherited a belief system that doesn't serve us anymore. Then sometimes we have to do moments of self-reflection or journaling, also
Thank you.
system, but just to be with you and to really challenge your beliefs, challenge what is happening. If this is the way that you want to act in life, and forgive yourself if you think you have done something wrong. I believe there are no mistakes in life, but really use the energy of releasing and letting go and start anew. You don't have to be perfect, just have to be aware and choose to do things differently next time.
Yes. You can say that again if you'd like. You you don't you really truly don't have to even try. You
Yeah,
just have to be aware.
yeah.
Intellecti asks, what do we do with the ego in the records? And then Tiffany said, I started an Akashic Records program and it's changing my life for the best. So we know that the Akashic Records are very impactful. And I love working with the records. And I know that you have had some really profound changes in the clients that we've heard from that have had sessions with you. So again, to ask Intellecti's question, what do you do with the ego in the records, and can you work with that, or what do you say to that?
Before you answer that, Judith, I have a tail end of it too.
Yeah.
Would you say all of ego is a lot of the constructs around like our inherent unworthiness and our inherent innate feelings for lack?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
kind of
Inherent sounds like a very scary word. Like,
innate, I don't know. Is it
hey,
better?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I say yes and no because we spend half of our lives trying to create an ego, like
Yes.
personality to deal with
Sure.
life, and then the other half trying to kill the ego.
Yeah.
Then really, it's not a bad guy. It's not you
No,
need
it's not.
ego since you are in this dimension and you have a body. But the important is that you have to believe that you are not your ego. You are much bigger
Yes.
than that. You're
Yes.
the divine. Then answering your question is, yeah, there is a lack of worth because self-worth is the understanding that you are worthy because you exist. You don't have to
Yes.
do anything to be worthy.
Thank you. I
And
think
the
that
ego
was what
doesn't
kind of
say,
hung me up.
the ego have learned that you have to have a good bank account, a good job, the perfect partner, everything resolved, all the accomplishments, and then you are worthy. But that's not real worth.
Thank
That
you.
doesn't have
Yes.
anything in common with
We
worth.
were born already enough. We were born already worthy. It is our birthright. I think that's what that kind of hung me up a little bit about like innate and what. And I was like, wait. We're worthy already. We're infinite beings. And it just so happens that a human condition seems to hold on to some of this unworthiness.
The biggest human condition, it seems.
Yes, and unless it uncovers something else that I find is the bigger, but I feel like a sense of unworthiness does to sin to be that place. But we are already worthy. We are already enough, and I think that we, even myself, I forget that all of the time.
Me too.
And go, yeah,
Yes.
right.
That's
Yeah.
our amnesia.
But when we can work with our ego, when we can realize that we are not our ego, is when we can have that empowerment back. And to some people even say like the shadow side of things, and some people attach that to the ego, but that could be a source of superpower, is being able to love and understand those parts of ourselves and integrate that instead of trying to divorce ourselves and to lop off parts of ourselves, especially for the collective or for the love of someone else.
Yeah, thank you so much because rejecting yourself is not going to resolve anything. And having bad feelings about yourself, you're going to stay with you for the rest of your life. This is the longest relationship that you will ever have. Better you have a good time. Better you learn how to really manage this relationship because if not, life becomes horrible. And I have seen many people that have horrible lives, but just because they are not even connected with the divine, they're not connected with themselves. They don't really know themselves. How are you going to love something or someone that you don't know?
Yes.
That's where the moments of stillness with yourself, doesn't matter if it's meditation, reflection, sitting watching the stars or the waves, it doesn't matter, but spend time alone in silence, because then is when you can have clarity, when you can receive guidance and messages. It's not about relying on others to resolve your life. It's because you
Sure.
have everything you need inside of yourself.
Mm.
You were born, as Leanka was saying, perfectly ready to do this. And we forget. Every day we have to remind ourselves. Like, put a sign. When you get up, the first thing you see is like, I'm more than enough. I'm
Yes.
lovable.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You can
Yeah,
make it a neon sign like ours.
Right.
But,
yeah.
and I'm joking, but one of the things that I also have a question about is if you could have people change some, like, or realize something, or what is the biggest maybe misconception people have? We start talking about meditation, we start talking about mindfulness, and I feel like people just kind of like, it glazes over. But we keep trying to stress the importance of this, quietness and going within to find the answers. And I still feel like, I mean, I remember I got this little thing that was a quote before I understood all of this stuff, that says, the answers more powerful than what lies within. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. What do you think? What do you wish people would really get like into the core of their bones, like they really could understand it and live with, and just know that
What other,
that would change their lives.
what other neon signs should we have around us?
It's
Maybe it's not just sayings, right? Maybe it's something.
it's a
What do you?
process.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Understand that it's a process. It's not something that you do from one day to another.
yeah,
And we all have been reading books and attending
yeah.
summits and all of this, and one day something clicks and you decide to try that. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to do everything. Stop the busyness first and for
There
all.
it is.
Yourself
Yes,
a little bit of time to stay in
yes.
company. Many people don't have this ability. We all have busy lives and we go from one thing to another, to another, to another. Then you may think, yeah, heart brain coherence sounds fantastic, but I don't even have the time
Yeah.
to do the
Eh,
research. And I may say, yeah, go download the app of heart math, and then the only thing you have to do is breathing, and you breathe in your heart. And say, breathing in my heart, and how I do that? Oh, it seems so complicated. I'll start tomorrow.
yes.
Well, that's the ego, right? That
Tomorrow is next time. And then what happens? That every
Manana Bill.
crisis has to be something very important that stops you. And then you have to look for solutions. And then when you start the meditation, the mindfulness, the time with yourself, and all of this, don't do that. It's not necessary. Your life can be transformed today, just for the
Right
thing
now.
that exactly at this very moment, then whatever it is, if you don't go out or you don't exercise, go for a 10-minute walk in silence without the headphones. Look at the things that you have around. Maybe there is a spring, there is a new flower, there is a new tree with green uh, things around. Then relax, because the nervous system, it's something not very complex to really come back to the rest and digest, or the parasympathetic, like to be at peace. But you are the only one that can do it. You cannot go to the supermarket and buy calmness. You have to.
it's called CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's a show.
Right.
I know,
Right.
I
Right.
know,
She's
believe
being
me.
facetious.
Sorry, got to bring the humor and stuff
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And
Of
the
course.
opposite, if you don't have energy, it doesn't matter how many coffees
Yeah.
you drink.
Yeah.
It's not real energy. It's
Yes.
created. Then how we can come back to a state of balance where we have all the resources that we already have inside of ourselves, but available, then it shouldn't be complicated. It's not about 7 classes and learning to meditate. Even if you just close your eyes and relax and breathe and think about this perfect place in the world that you may have seen in a magazine, or a place where you want to go, and connect with the energy of being there, or you imagine the sound of the laughter or the kiss that someone gives.
Yes.
Go to your place of love. something like touching your bed, kissing your children, hugging your partner, whatever it is, and give yourself these gifts. Your imagination is so powerful because can create moments the same way you imagine like it's going wrong, it's going wrong, it's going wrong.
Yeah.
You got it's going well, it's going well, it's going well, it's going well.
Yes. Yes.
Support yourself. Be your
Tiffany's.
leader. Be your fan number one, and look at the positive outcomes of your life because you're not only creating, it's like it helps you arrive there much easily, like much in a more enjoyable way, let's say, than if I say, let's suppose, this is an experiment, but we can do it right now.
Sure.
One, repeat the word problem or trouble,
Problem.
whatever you want. Problem,
Trouble.
problem, 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 problem,
Problem.
problem, 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 problem.
Problem.
How do you feel?
Heavy.
Not very good.
Crunchy.
Oh God, the energy contracts in the moment, then it changes the state of mind. You maybe you don't have a problem, but you start having this energy around you, and you suddenly
Yeah.
your problems.
And guess what? You'll attract one.
Yes.
It's the way the field works. Quantum shows us. Yeah.
Then now say the word calmness or peacefulness
Golly, that's a big difference.
or something like that. Peacefulness,
Calm.
peacefulness, calmness, 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 calmness. How do you feel now?
Like I can breathe.
Yeah. I think
It changed. It's a second.
Mhm.
Tiffany said her gut restricted when she said problem.
Interesting.
And imagine what you
I feel calm now.
what you do to yourself every day with all of these thoughts that we tend to repeat from one day to another, like 90% of the thoughts that you thought
Yes.
yesterday, then they might not be even true, and they are not yourself. You are not your thoughts, and you don't
Yeah.
have to believe everything your mind brings to you because it might not be true. It might be a record of the past, or a fear, or an energy that you pick up from someone, or something that doesn't belong to you because it's not serving you anymore.
So true. You guys, I just want to invite some of the new members into the chat. I see a lot of Mystique members over here yapping, but I would love if some of our newbies that maybe this is your first time to the show, if you could just come in and even say hello. I'd love for you to participate and be a part of this. This is really about us creating together
And choosing you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. One of the things Tiffany said that I thought that was really cool is that, well, and then Katie said, fake it till you make it. And let me just talk about that for a second. Whenever I hear the word fake it, there's a contraction there. But I have learned to love the idea of fake it till you make it. You can use whatever words that you want to, but I love, and I think she's using this in terms of calmness, calmness, calmness. You know, saying those words over and over. It's kind of like whenever you fake laugh, right? So why don't we do an exercise real quick? Everybody just fake laugh. Right? And then all of a sudden you just start laughing because you're like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Like it's silly to do the fake laugh, but you feel a little bit better. Okay. It works the same way. And so I don't call out fake it till you make it anymore because I know that shifts can happen just by changing our physiologically or by using the word saying, the conversations that you have with yourselves. And that is a big takeaway from this conversation today.
It's not even fake it, it's real.
It is real. Yay.
You're faking it because you're telling yourself, I doubt it, I'm not good enough, whatever, because of the stupid worthiness thing. So you've got to put another layer on top it that we call fake it, even though the fake it's not true, as you just said.
Right.
Well, but it's important to understand because this is a big confusion that people have. They think that their emotional state depends on others. Like someone comes to you, does something that you don't like, and then you are angry. Yeah, and that's not correct. Emotions are energy in motion, but emotions are yours. You will react with anger if you have the anger, all the emotions are not good or bad. All of them exist for a reason, and they are good because if not, you will be lost. You won't know how to navigate life. But if I'm angry, I cannot tell you, oh, Lianka, you did that to me. You make me feel angry. That's not real. I choose to be angry because in the moment the emotion comes to me that it's real, I have a choice to make. I may think, she has a bad day. She really doesn't mean that. And I'm not going to lose my inner peace because she has a bad day.
Yeah.
She did that, but it's her problem. If she wants to act this way, I'm going to continue and I'm going to move forward. Then in this moment, I have a choice because when I start thinking like this, my anger disappears. And maybe I feel nothing, neutrality. Maybe I feel compassion for her. She is having a bad day. She is not this way. Maybe I have understanding. Maybe I have kindness. Maybe then emotions shift, but you can choose your your emotional reactions. If you decide to choose gratefulness or love or kindness, they are there for you. Then you go to your mind and as I said before, use your imagination, go to a place that triggers that on demand and cultivate that elevated emotions if you want. They are not better than the other ones. But when you have reactions that trigger emotions that you don't want to feel, like resentment, all this betrayal, or you can let them go. But not because the other person have not done anything to you. You choose to let them go because you love yourself more than the event that had happened.
Yes.
As I said, I'm not
Yes.
going to lose my inner peace because someone decided to cut me in traffic. I don't. And I have chosen not to do.
I'm
And I
so
don't.
glad you said that.
Yes. Yes.
I sit with
Yes.
people that do that, and I now that I know this work, I sit with people that are like yelling at the traffic, and I'm thinking, don't do. Like I cringe, but I know that even me doing that is like having a judgment about it. But I always think about their well-being. I think like, why are you taking so much energy off of this like person that's just in traffic? Like we're gonna live
But this
whatever, like it's gonna be totally fine.
Like these things
And
figure
most
themselves
of
out.
the time, it's somebody being so clumsy, like not even really realizing it. And they probably are the nicest person ever, just because
yeah.
I don't drive that well. Like I'm the nicest person ever, but I don't always like, I will say that I make mistakes. Sometimes I have in driving. And so when I realize I'm like, sorry, but like I feel like a lot of people would be that way, except for people who just get so mad about their traffic.
Well, they're having an internal brawl with
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
I love that Tiffany said, they're having a brawl, but really, truly, those kind of people are having an internal brawl, and we just need to go sending light.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes,
I
I do
send light
too.
to those people instead of trying to take on the
Yeah.
empathy, like all their like instead of just going down with them, right?
Right.
I'm like, I just send people love all the time.
Yeah.
Even the homeless people, I send them love.
The problem, and this is usually when you commute to work, this is one of the first things that happen to you in the day. Then it's so easy for us to give our inner peace to the first person that really provokes us or trigger us or do something. Then imagine how many opportunities during the day you will have to continue reacting the same way. Then you put your happiness really in the pocket of everyone around you. Anyone that does something that you don't like provoke an inner state where you are unhappy. And
Yes.
this is constant. And then you ask yourself, why my life is not working? Well, it's not working because you don't have power over you
Yes. Yeah.
and your life. Because you really are constantly looking at what is happening to you, and this puts your nervous system in constant tension. You have to control everything and everyone about you because the way they are going to act is going to affect you. And then you have a problem because you are 24 hours, even when you sleep, because you are
Yeah.
reorganizing information,
Yeah. Yeah.
in tension, trying to be sure that you are safe in the world when safety can only be something you create. You feel safe in the world because you choose to, not because the world is a safe place. You don't need it to be
I
perfect.
like that. Yes. Wow.
Judith, I know that you're truly a great facilitator with Akashic Records.
Mhm.
So I wanted to see if anybody wanted to raise their hand and have a mini session
I
with
will.
you just to, yeah, okay, great.
Okay.
We probably need to start with you because people are scared.
They're not ready. Yeah, they're not ready to
ready
go.
yet.
This is
Well,
yes,
somebody,
that's
some
okay.
brave soul
Yes.
is out there, but Lianka, why don't you go first real quick?
Oh, sure. So, whenever we step out and to do like creative endeavors, without the security of, and I always kind of come to this with security of like having a regular position. Oh, I know what I'm really struggling with. Also, whenever you step out to be in the limelight in this type of way, there can come a lot of judgment. And especially when you're talking about woo stuff and just having an open mind. Now, I've said this publicly all the time. Like I go to Catholic church. My son goes to a Catholic school. I understand it's, I have my relationship with God, but what do you?
So a reminder, you guys, to start with the question.
I was about to say this. What do you say? What do you say to people who like, or me, who may be struggling with trying to get out into the world, like to try to get their stuff out into the world, but are trying to hold back a little bit because of like the judgment?
That's a good question.
See?
I don't understand the question, but it's not for me to understand. First of all, those of you that don't know what are the Akashic Records, it's a field of information where everything is recorded, and we can tap into this field of information and download the information that is important for us to know. Then I act as an intermediate person here. For those of you that are going to ask questions, like Janet was saying, just go and directly ask the question. But the Akashic Records has been always present in the conversation because even though it was me, I work with the Akashic Records of this conversation open. Then it means that if they feel like I have to say something or more the other, they will inspire me. Then all of the conversation that we had, the Akashic Records were present already.
Yes, of course, of course.
More one-on-one, your question was,
what do you say to
advice
people
they
who
will
are
give to people that want to be out into the world?
right
But
and
they're hiding a little bit.
because of what people will say, they think people will say.
Yeah, they're going into the other direction. They are saying everyone will have clarity about when is the right moment. Some of the things that we humans tend to do, and this is also related with the with the topic of the summit, is to put pressure on ourselves and see how we react when we discover something that we believe that can help so much others that we start spreading the word and say you have to do this, like I'm meditating and it's great and you have to convince others. Then they say that everyone has a different rhythm and will do the things that they believe at the right moment. There is this thing that we call divine timing.
Yes.
And we don't respect that. We tend to want things to happen in a different order with our loved ones, with ourselves, and we have to be more respectful and to really feel more in the moment. And when the energy is there, you are not going to care about the judgment of the other people because you will feel safe enough to go out of the closet or to really speak your truth. Or and when people don't do it, sometimes it's because they don't feel good enough. Then it's a lack of worth or a lack of love for themselves.
Mhm.
But even though it's okay,
Right.
it's
It's
okay
their
that they are
path.
this way because this is what they are mastering. And some people can master in 1 year, some people can master it in 4 incarnations, and it really doesn't matter. Then they are hiding, but not because of the fear of the judgment. They are hiding because they are not prepared, they are not ready, they don't have it figured out. Then there is a moment, there is a day when they will feel that strong,
Ah,
and then nothing is going to stop them.
thank
Make
you. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Just a reminder, guys, to bring on your camera when you ask a question, please.
Yeah, that will
If
be
you
wonderful.
can. Yeah, if you
Thank you.
can. We like to be here together and be in a
Sure.
vibe.
Judy, I think you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Hi, if I am going through extreme anxiety, Is it appropriate to look into the Akash?
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to respect where I'm at, but I also would love to get through this with grace and ease.
Okay, we don't have much time here to do healing, but the first thing that I received for you, we are going to go to this point that it's under the small finger, that is to release emotions. It directs the consciousness to disconnect and clear. In this case, the anxiety. It's not really an emotion, but it has been building. Then
Hello?
what we can you hear me? Can you hear me? Judy?
Judy, can you not hear Judith?
It keeps freezing.
Oh, I'm sorry. My internet
There,
decided.
I think it's
So
Judy's side. So
Can
we'll
you-
go ahead and take the next person. But Judy, definitely use that technique first and foremost. And
does it matter if
thank
it's
you.
the left or the right hand?
Yeah, in the right hand.
Right hand. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and if we still have connection, another thing that they wanna tell you is like you are not the anxiety. Like the most important fear is that the anxiety is like if it takes over you, like it's around you. Then this prayer that we mentioned before, that I can send it to Janita and Lianka, will also help. If it's not the prayer, it doesn't matter, but imagine yourself that you are in a bubble and the anxiety is like an external influence. It's not you, it's not within you. It might be around you, it might feel so real, it might feel uh that attacking you. And we are grateful that you say, I want to respect where I am. But in order to approach it and look at it, you want to feel safe. And the way to feel safe is to create this a special bubble, like we were saying. If what I'm experiencing is not mine or whatever it is happening, please, God or universe or angel or archangels, whatever you trust in, protect me. Then when you are in this field, nothing can really touch you, and then you can breathe
Mm.
and calm yourself and then come back to observe the anxiety and the root cause in a different way. But it's a longer conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're
That's okay.
But
simplifying.
we'll be here all week too.
Yes,
So
thank you
just
so
go on the
much.
journey. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Elaine, you're up. Amos played with us in Mystique. We usually bring up our Mystique members first.
I gotta find where the camera is. I gotta turn the camera on. I don't think my camera's on.
Just
Nope.
ask a question, you're fine.
Okay, thanks, ladies. My question is, how do you find the needle in the haystack? I guess I know stillness, but when you just feel like there's so much coming at you to sort it out. And I guess going into the Akashic would help you find the roots of salvation, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, having the Akashic Records on your side, and I not only do consultations, I teach people this because I think that nothing best than to have your own direct connection with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I am afraid, I open my Akashic Records and I ask questions about what is happening to me. And when I have an argument with someone, I go to the Akashic Records and I ask them to have a higher perspective to understand where the other person comes from. And they always do. But the most important is in the Akashic Records, we can do healing, as we were talking with Judy. That is not only about receiving the information or the guidance. It's very nice to know things, but what do I do with it? Then the most important understanding that is within the Akashic Records that are emissaries of the divine, we can ask for this kind of healing when we put the intention of releasing an energy that it's affecting us. It can be done for us. We don't have to do it. It's not about 10 sessions, it's not about certain methods, but doesn't really substitute these practices that I was mentioning in the conversation that you have to build in the moments of peace. Because when you are really regulated, when you are in this state of tension or anxiety, as Judy was saying, it's very complicated. I have been there. but I still have the Akashic Records to help me, even in those moments.
But how do you then discern if it's really the Akashic or if it's just the planets triggering one's psyche?
I'm an astrologer too.
Okay.
And after 5 years of astrology and 2 of karmic astrology, then I don't use astrology as a justify what is happening. I know what is about, like my birthday is coming up. Then I look at my solar revolution and then I put it in the drawer. And when something triggers me, I still am present. I say, what is happening within me that I'm triggered by that? Or I thought I had this resolve. Then what's going on? Then this is again, it's a constant process, but it's not like, oh, I'm not done, I'm still stuck with this. And like, no, be nice with yourself and know that you are work in progress, and at the same time you're perfect as you are. But the Akashic Records will help you by giving you information of whatever. You have a dream that it's interesting and you want to analyze. You have like a conversation with someone and you are so angry and you don't know like why. I mean, I love this person, but I cannot stand when she starts telling me what to do or something like that. Then, but it's again, it's looking at yourself without judgment and trying to understand what's going on. Because sometimes things that happen to us are rooted in past lives or in other moments in times or the things that happen in childhood, and you don't have the conscious awareness of that. You don't know. Then it doesn't matter if it's Saturn or Pluto triggering you because you have a transit. You still have to resolve it because the planets are there to teach you something, to help you master something. Then Pluto will come and destroy your life like an atomic bomb. And then better you learn detachment because everything is going to change. You want it or not, it's going to change. Then how you do? Then most probably your nervous system will be deregulated. The better you have some tools to go through the uncertainty of all these changes. Does it make sense?
Yes. I mean, I know that I used to kind of not look at what was happening, but I would always be able to know that when Mars was aspecting something, I was like, okay, I know this energy. And sure enough, I would go and look at in the ephemeris, and sure enough, it would be a Mars aspect.
But how much was that created from your belief system?
Oh,
No,
that's interesting too.
but it was now I don't do that, but before, it was,
Yeah.
I was more, I feel like I was more sensitive and more attuned, and now it's like I'm I'm like how she opened up the whole thing with just running on tasks,
Yes.
and you just feel totally shredded and fragmented, and you lose a sense of your true self that way. So
Then go back home, return to yourself. Return
yeah.
to your
Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
be safe that it's you. There has
Right.
to be a place within ourselves where we can return and call it home and be safe there. And you have to make regular visits to home, but not the
Yes, that's
physical,
true. Yes.
Right.
to
Right.
you.
Which is why we're having this summit, because so many people have left home.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Orbiting.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're orbiting.
We don't even know sometimes.
A lot of times I'll ask a client, I'm like, if you point to yourself, where are you? And they'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never they're pointing at their heart or their center. Very rarely I'll ask that question and they'll be like gone. Just a little gone, sometimes a little gone.
Okay,
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Great.
my pleasure.
Thank you, Elaine.
Judith, we want to give it time to share the special offer with us.
And if we have time for another caller, we'll take one. Judith, we asked everyone in the summit to bring us something that would really help them continue their growth. And this is what you have brought us. It's your Akashic Record consultation. Do you want to briefly go through this and what people experience?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Akashic Records are this field of information that in a private session we have a lot of space and time to go deeper. The session is based really in your questions or topics that you choose. You have to prepare a list that you will bring to the session. Why you prepare the list? Because the more that you go into your heart and ask questions that are really heartfelt, the more you will receive because you are more open, you are more ready. Because the Akashic Records really respect your free will, and it's a very safe session because you won't receive anything you are not ready for. All the information you will receive will be given to you with such an amount of love, unconditional love, that is what people really describe. Like, I have never been helped in this way where really I felt loved at the same time as guided. And there are many things that you can ask. The Akashic Records are to discover your soul purpose, but also to guide you in decisions. I have done sessions for people to decide between two jobs. How do I pay my debt? What are the problems in relationships? I tend to attract a lot of people with lack of self-love, let's say, and also the beginning of my career, I help people to find their soulmates. And these are things that keep happening, even in people that don't know my background. The sessions are done by Zoom. We can record it because there is a lot of information, and you don't have to do anything else for preparation except being ready, being willing, and bring with your list to the session. We are going to have a great time. And if there is some of the things that we can resolve at the same time, like you receive the guidance, we will do the healing, and then we will continue with the conversation. Every session is different, even with the same person. If you do one and then another, it might be totally different, but you are the boss here. The Akashic Records are at your service, and I'm just the intermediate person. And since you don't have the connection yet, because you have not learned this, but this is again a trainable skill, everyone can learn how to connect with the Akashic Records, then I do it for you. And I'm there to support you, and through the Akashic Records, then that's how it works. And this is a very special offer, 50% discount.
Yeah.
For all of you that want to try this or repeat.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but real quickly, what are some of the different types of changes or maybe success stories that you've experienced through working with folks? I know that just from our community here, every time someone has had a session with you, I hear about it because it's always like, oh my gosh, I just had a session with Judith. And it starts with, oh my gosh, like it's always just this really great feedback of people having these really profound changes or awarenesses in their life, and just from one session with you. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe share something that you've experienced with the clients.
Yeah, I'm so honored to have many happy clients, and I love what I do, and it really is very rewarding. But I have seen everything. I started doing this in 2014, and I have seen people transform entirely their lives. People that were stuck. The other day, I was having a session with a person that, because of, she lived in Dubai, and because of the war and all of this, it's stuck in the United States, and she couldn't make a decision about the relationship, if come back, not come back, not. Then we spoke the week after and said, how are you doing? And I say, oh, I have total clarity. I made the decisions. I'm
Oh, that's wonderful. That's such a big life change.
Yeah, and people ask many, many questions. As I mentioned, there was someone that was like not sure about what job, and both offers were very similar. We did a session about that. It went very well. I have done marketing plans for companies, even
wow.
with the Akashic Records. And for
Yes.
people, has been more a releasing. Like when you, for example, feel stuck. I remember a case when there was someone that has been trying to become an American citizen for 8 years, and there is no problem really, but the things like one after another really didn't collaborate.
Yeah.
We went into the Akashic Records, and we connected with the pain that was not feeling accepted, not feeling good enough to belong to a community. We released that.
Wow.
In 3 months, everything was resolved and received the citizenship at the end. Then
Oh my gosh.
imagine how the variety of cases, like from something legal to people that has been like single for a long time, and then we have resolved what is holding them back to find their partner that they want and deserve. And then this person really release all these blocks, and things happen. then the Akashic Records are useful for every area of your life without any kind of differentiation. Like you can
Sylvia says,
anything.
I've done it a private session with Judith, and her training I highly recommend. And Sadie P says, I thoroughly recommend Judith's sessions. Heart. Sorry, but I wanted to make sure I got those in.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. In the website, there are a lot of testimonials. If you go there again, that's not the problem. The problem is your readiness. If you want to do this, come to the session really like this is my opportunity. I had questions I never knew who to ask, and this is my option. And remember, the power is not only in the information, the power is in the releasing, letting go, forgiveness. We have points and prayers to almost everything, things that we carry from our ancestors, in the lineage, at the emotional level, at thought level, reconnection with the divine, regeneration of the body. Then we have plenty of things we can do to put ourselves together within the records that they will help us energetically. Then behind the guidance that you receive in a session, there is energetic work.
Yes.
Then
And for those who
power.
know how to open their own records, I'll say this. Have y'all heard me say that coaches need coaches, right? And I truly believe that. Right now I had this hit going, I think I need a session with Judith because I open my own records. I sometimes think that, I have all the tools that I need. And yes, that is true. I can go into my own records, open them, get all the information, but sometimes coaches need coaches. So I invite those who know how to open their records to still come and ask yourself, truly, do I maybe need some guidance? Do I maybe need to walk through something with an actual coach and a wonderful session provider like Judith, like I do?
Yes.
Yeah, no, me too. I exchange sessions with other people because it's much easier to really be in the hands of other people when you are trying to figure out something that is really important for you. Like I remember when I was going through the cancer, and I took 1 year to try to heal naturally, even though I was monitored by an oncologist. Then it was so complicated. My life was at stake. Then I exchanged sessions, and all my friends that do similar things helped me, because even though I had the ability, as Lianka was saying, it's very important sometimes to consult with others.
Yes, absolutely. I last week on the show, I was going through something, and I had the guest facilitate me through it. And I said, geez, I did like all my tools.
And even I was sitting next to her, and I'm trying to recommend tools and help it to facilitate.
And I wasn't able to receive.
Yeah.
It literally had to be from somebody totally different.
And outside of
and then finally it started to let go. And I think that's so interesting. We are here to be on this journey with other people.
Yes.
And if you're called to do something, I say do it.
Yeah. Especially with someone in particular too.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can give a session.
Aligns.
Right.
Feels aligned.
But I could give a session, but what people may receive from you will be totally different, right? We could be talking on the same topic, which is why we bring on so many different speakers, because we all have different signature resonance, and they just may be willing to receive from you and the way that you explain things. And I think, and you explain things so beautifully, but just allow yourself to be open to receiving, even if it's from different folks, even on the same things that you think, oh, I think I know enough about this. Right. You may not, you might surprise yourself, and usually you will.
Sometimes it's just a shift in the way you approach that is everything you need to then really figure out the rest of the steps. And it's so easy. But my line is always open for you, girls. Then in case of need, just call me.
Will
you guys
do, Chica.
All your cameras on and give Judith a warm, thank you, heart hands. Even if we only see your heart, we'd love if you turn your cameras on.
Thank you.
Just a second here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. That was Absolutely incredible.
Intellect says, and then Katie says, that's why Mystique is so great for like-minded people. Thank you for that beautiful comment for our inner circle. Thank you, Judith from Dana B with 3 exclamation points. Tons of hearts are coming over.
They're like bursting open. So thank you.
That I can't even see the little hearts it's coming from. Let's see. Thank you, Judith from Katie, from Tiffany. Thank you. Great nuggets.
Yes.
And thank you, y'all. It's so many reactions on the live chat. Rosemary says, thank you with a beautiful heart. And thank you all for showing up for yourselves. Sylvia.
Thank you, Judith. If
I'm
you
not
are
doing this without you, then thank you so much for your presence. Sorry.
We're a couple minutes over time, but you've got about 2 minutes. What are your any parting words for us today?
That we are perfectly prepared to take care of ourselves, that we may not know how to do it yet perfectly, but don't give up on yourselves, never abandon yourself, be there, and everything is gonna be okay. Like, you have to know that the love for yourself will give you the strength to resolve any issue, either regulated nervous system or any other challenge you are going through. Then trust yourself, because I really believe in you and I know that you can go through anything and be happier every day.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Judith. Thank
you.
Thank you so much. It's always a joy to have you, and thanks for kicking off this series. It's been great.
A couple of announcements, everyone. Don't go anywhere. If you do, just go take a quick restroom break. We get started again at the top at the top of the hour. No, we start in 10 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. We start in 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We are going to have another beautiful session for you today. And, just reflecting on what Judith was saying about happiness and self-love, if you just integrated those two things, like if you just got that it can start with self-love and that it's okay, then take it a step further with the self-worthiness, and just know that you are already innately absolutely enough, then you will have already changed the trajectory of your life. And so I'm so excited that you could be with us to hear today. Anything that you have to reflect on or any takeaways, please let us know. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you are watching on the live stream on our YouTube channel, which we do live every Tuesday and Thursday with a new live show at 9 a.m. Pacific. So please subscribe if you are over there. We found out that I think about 67% of people are not subscribed that actually watch our videos. So please subscribe. And if you feel called, share these videos with other people. You can also do that by clicking the share button to share these out from our YouTube channel. And that's just search the word How Hustle to find us on the YouTube channel. And then you can always continue watching our summit here today.
If you're looking for any of the special offers, you can find them at houthustle.com/live, LIVE. That's houthustle.com/live. Hout is HAUTE. So join us over there. Absolutely.
I like that.
You can find us on our website, of course, at houthustle.com.
How is Hout?
How's Hout?
HAUTE. I like that.
So, without further ado, I am going to go take a little bathroom break. Leonka, will you tell them about some of the other announcements we've got?
Sure.
All right.
Alrighty. So we just told you a little bit about our $8, just $8, the Summit Enhancer. And so the Summit Enhancer is so exciting because it helps to release that part of your brain. Usually it's the frontal lobe that says, this can't be real. This isn't how it works. Oh my gosh, this works for everybody else but me. And doesn't allow you to receive the information, doesn't allow you, almost kind of puts up that, I call them like the mind bouncers. They're like, I'm not going to, I'm not going to change. So what this does is that we all know that science has proven that sound can heal, and sound can change your frequency. And frequency is all about the things that we can attract. If your frequency is matching that, what you put out into the world, that is what comes back to you. So what these sounds do is they help to reduce that high vigilant, nervous system that we tend to all kind of be in and operate in, especially with all of our phone connectivity. And so when having that in the background, just playing, it's 8 hours playing in the background while you're listening to some of this information, it allows you to absorb the information regardless of whatever sometimes the egoic mind will send you on a tailspin for. So that's just $8. If you can also use it for other folks, if you wanted to, like my grandmother's now she's in a nursing home. My mother, she's technically my mother, she raised me. And whenever I'm visiting, I always play the Hertz frequencies in the background, just have it on my phone playing, because I know that sound heals. And just me knowing that I can contribute to her health in some way and her environment and space in that way, because it can be a little unsettling being at the nursing home. So I got that, I got that playing for her. And I know that I can feel relief and knowing that I'm doing something to change that environment. So that's kind of a different way that I always use these Hertz frequencies. It sounds like it's just one of those things that has been so beautifully engineered by a sound engineer. So we know that it works. And like I said, science supports it. So just grab that for just $8.
I like the theta the best. There are some mixtures of ones, and I use a lot of them during my hypnosis programs. So just ask your body. And talking about body, we're talking with Harmony Slater up next, who I recently fell in love with quite deeply on one of our other shows.
Yeah.
I as you guys may have seen from the itty bitty intro, and I will run that again in just a second so you guys can experience it. But I love the idea of working through our bodies with a lot of this work. Here's the intro before Harmony comes in. I'm Jenna Flacker.
And I'm Leah Farina.
Our business is the Help Hustle Media. Hot Hustle Media is really built for spiritual business entrepreneurs who are really looking to communicate their brand better. I was a hypnotherapist and a nutritionist by trade, and I struggled and struggled and struggled. And once I figured that out, it changed everything. And we thought we would come and create this media company to really support spiritual business leaders specifically.
We've had so many accomplishments that we can be really excited about. We were, in fact, in the first 6 weeks of our launch, we hit 20K, and we were collaborations that we're working with is through the roof. Like the people that we are so divinely guided to be able to work it, and it's just been a joy, really.
I think the difference is that we sometimes leave out of the story, but we try to bring in a whole narrative, is that we both had these massive mystical experiences, and we can pretty much have these like kind of off the cuff conversations with almost anybody, from galactic channels to spirit mediums and things like that. And yes, you guys, we do know that you probably aren't an entrepreneur. Maybe some of you are, but we do work with entrepreneurs, and we also just work with the field and how to navigate the field and helping you all navigate the field. Many times what I find is that I work with, we both work with
persons that maybe not exploring like entrepreneurial idea, but they are exploring some of their creative abilities. And it did kind of lend to itself to entrepreneur people coming to us to make that shift in their life. And so usually in working with someone, they'll have these really creative ideas that they want to bring out into the world. So then they become an entrepreneur as a result of it. So that is kind of how that started to become the case. And we've also realized that because we're really great marketers who had a spiritual awakening, that we can speak the language of woo. So we're really trying to call, we really branded this whole channel as, your go-to for woo, and just having a really great, we talk about big topics, but have fun here too. And so if you've got something that you're entertaining as far as working on creative, or just want to make a shift and are working in your career and you're thinking like, what else can I bring to my life to add some juiciness? We'd love to hear from you. This is the place for you. So thank you for joining us.
This place for us weirdos, man.
I love it. Right? No judgment. No
So we'll get
judgment.
started in 2 minutes with Harmony Slater. You're going to love her. So stick around. And while you're sticking around, I want you just to maybe see if you wrote something in that journal from earlier. And if you did, I want you to, make note and see if there's something deeper that came through from you. This is going to be a really cool body session. I'm so excited for you to join us, and we'll get started in just a minute. I'm going to stop the recording so we can start a new fresh one. Sometimes you see a technology change and you really wish that it was different. With Zoom, the off and on recording button are both red. You have to read the words. I think that's a little bit disturbing and disruptive to my flow. So just give us one more minute, and
We'll get
Bianca,
started.
do you have the...
I don't, because it's not on the live like that.
Okay.
All right.
You good?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Harmony up, and then we'll start the recording. I think that's her, yes. All right. Harmony, can you test your mic real quick?
Yeah, how is it? Is it
Oh, it's
okay?
perfect. Okay, great. You're
Okay, good.
perfect.
I've used my AirPods today, so.
And look lovely, by the way.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
do look lovely.
Zoom makes us all look better.
I know, I love it. Thanks, Zoom.
All right, guys, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Judith Blackard.
And I'm Bianca Reyna.
This is the How Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today we're talking with Harmony Slater about spinal energetics and really how to release some of the stuff that's keeping our nervous system up through the body.
That's right. We're excited to be speaking with Harmony today. She is one of the best that we've spoke with. Is the reason why that Judith had her come up. And she works with, as she says, she works with ambitious spiritual entrepreneurs to clear the energetic blocks and ancestral blocks that to regulate their nervous systems and reclaim their voice so that they can create soul-aligned businesses and fulfilling lives rooted in freedom, flow, and truth. Welcome, Harmony.
Hi, thanks for having me back, guys. So
Yay.
nice to be here.
You really changed my life. Let me just start with
Thank
that.
you. So glad.
I almost wish that everyone here had seen our previous session, because I was in a place where, talk about my vigilant system being high. And it's almost like was so high that nobody could get in any words, no angels could, but somehow you got through the noise. And you did that by going through my body. I mean, you're like, okay, if you feel like a 2-year-old, like curl up, act it out. And I minimally did it on the mic, but I sensed it as we went through it. You really help people work through the body. Do you want to start a little bit with how the body holds things and how you know this, and just kind of give people a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, sure. I love talking about this because it's one of my favorite topics and something that I've been very intimately researching on my own through my own experience, but also through the works that other great thinkers and writers and researchers have been working on. My own journey with the body started when I was very young. Through very intensive discipline with ballet and like using my body in a very specific kind of way. That translated into yoga. And through yoga, I became very much acquainted with the idea of breath and using breath to regulate the body and the nervous system. And so that then kind of turned me on. I also had a minor in psychology, and my favorite, of course, was neuropsychology, which talks a lot about the nervous system and brain waves and the way that the brain relates to different psychology and psychological states. So we started looking at how the breath and the way you breathe can influence your nervous system, and even how each nostril, like the right nostril, is more stimulating and activating to your sympathetic nervous system. The left nostril is more connected to your parasympathetic nervous system. So that kind of opened up this really interesting door around breath and body. And then that moved me more into studying the spine and how our body interfaces with our energetic field. So we all have a biomagnetic field, right? We're emanating energy all the time. And the interface of that field is always through the body, because we're primarily, an embodied being, and our physical body is just the thickest, densest part of our energetic field. So looking at how breath, body, and our energetic field are all interrelated really was sort of the magic to understanding how we can shift not just our psychological states and how we're feeling, but potentially our ancestral, like what we're holding in our bodies from our ancestors, ancestral trauma, how epigenetics also starts to shift and change, and how nothing is in a fixed state really ever.
Yeah. I would love for you to go through some breath work today to, kind of chill everyone out, maybe go through the breath and the body a little bit. How would you like to lead this?
Sure. Yeah. So I have it sounds like everyone has a journal with them.
We've encouraged it.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Let's do it. Yes.
Even a little notebook. So I'm going to let's just do a little experiment. Okay. And see what happens. So for like 30 seconds, well, maybe we'll do 40 seconds.
Okay.
30 is not very long. I just want you to write down whatever's in your mind right now, anything that's coming up. Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to time it?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Ready and now.
Okay. So just 40 seconds writing anything that's coming up in your mind. Anything, just free writing without stopping. Yeah, you can use like the notes on your phone, even just like typing. And I'll tell you a little bit. No judgment, just anything at all, anything and everything.
Okay.
Even if you're just looking around the room and like naming colors, anything.
And my guess is time is about up. Okay.
We're almost there. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want them to put it in the chat if it's short?
Sure. Yes, please.
Yeah, if you can. You don't have to.
Put a couple of your top words and your last words.
Yeah, you can kind of like just throw it in the chat.
Yeah, put like 3 of your top ones and 3 of your last ones, because it's kind of funny. The first ones are like usually flow pretty whatever. You get to your last ones and it's like, huh.
Yeah, sometimes it gets hard, sometimes it gets easier. So
I gotcha.
Yeah. And if you don't want to share, it's really just for you, so you don't have to. And now we're going to do a little bit of conflict, unworthiness, hopelessness. Okay, beautiful. Okay, wow. I'm divine light. That's pretty.
Nice.
Someone's in a good place today.
Yes.
Good.
It just says Zoom user, so hi
Yeah.
Zoom user.
That's a way to hide.
Calm,
Or just
excited,
jump on. Yeah.
possibility, newness. Okay, good. Yeah,
Nice,
awesome.
Dana. Yeah, thanks, Dana.
Love it.
Okay. So basically, one of the ways that breathing and breath work helps to calm your nervous system, specifically slow breathing. So there's a real difference between breath work that's like faster breathing, holotropic type breathing, right? Or 3-part breathing where you might be breathing in and out
Hi,
through your
Catherine.
mouth, like, or just in and out through the mouth, is that it acts like going for a run, say, or something,
Oh,
right? So it
okay.
does a little bit of like acute stress to help you then relax when you stop, right? So just like running, it's not relaxing. It creates stress in your body, but it's a use stress. So it's the good kind of stress that creates nervous system flexibility or resiliency.
I like it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so it can be helpful, but maybe not every day. The type of breathing that you want to create a breathwork practice around, like a regular everyday breathwork practice, is slow breathing. Because what slow breathing does is it starts to stimulate the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is this like really interesting nerve that has been studied extensively by neuroscientist Dr. Stephen Porges. And it's the 10th cranial nerve, and it comes down through the jaw. It touches into the voice box, into your larynx, and then it comes all the way down. It goes through the front of the body, the back of the body, and it touches every single organ in the body. And so vagus comes from the root vaga, which means to wander. And so when we start to stimulate this vagus nerve, it acts a little bit like a braking system to our stress response. And so our nervous system and nerves in our body, just like our muscles, the more we use them, the more we can do with them, right? In a sense. So if we know how to use a muscle in our body, if we have conscious connection, or the neural pathways to the muscle are easily activated, we get better and faster and quicker at it, right? So you can think of like when you learn to drive, right? It takes a lot of concentration and you have to really focus on it. But the more you do it, right, it becomes embedded in your motor memory. You don't have to think about it anymore. That's because you've trained the access to those nerves in your body to do it automatically.
Okay.
And so it's the same with the vagus nerve. A lot of us don't do things in our life to stimulate it or to access it. And so it takes a long time for it to kind of, if you think of like driving a car, it's like the brakes are kind of like not really primed. They're a little bit like we're trying to push on the brakes, but we are not braking quickly, right? Like when your brakes are run down.
Yes.
Whereas when you have a regular,
like my car in my 20s.
Yes, exactly. Like you're too poor to pay for the new brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Funny.
So you have less capacity then to handle stress in this case, right? You have to think about the car in front of you and start braking a lot sooner because it takes you a lot longer to get there, right? And so when your vagus nerve is more primed, when you have good vagal tone, then you can handle a lot more stress because you know how to brake more easily and stop sooner, and you recover quicker. So there's a few ways that you can start to activate this vagus nerve, and one of them is through lengthening the exhalation. So also humming, gargling, cold water immersion, but lengthening your exhale will also really activate or stimulate that vagal response. And so what happens is if our normal stress, our normal ability to handle stress, we're kind of like say at a 8 throughout the day, right? We wake up and we're kind of like, okay, I'm at an 8. When you have a regular slow breathing or pranayama, like a breathwork practice that's about lengthening and extending the breath, then over time, if you do it every day, over time, you maybe wake up at a 6. So you have more capacity. Not only that, there's something called co-regulation. And so with co-regulation, it's basically when we're around people who are like warm and compassionate and receptive, and they have high vagal tones. So they're naturally, whether they work on it or not, right? Whether they have their own practices that they work on or not, some people's nervous system is just more relaxed. And when we're around those people, we also start to feel more relaxed, right? That's co-regulation. And so that happens also because of this vagal tone.
Okay.
The same thing happens when you're with someone who's really stressed out or has a lot of anxiety, right?
Yes.
You start to feel a little like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you
you're
feel
like
exhausted after.
Yeah. I'm like, I gotta get out of your space.
Because you're doing the co-regulating.
It's almost, and that's really funny. It's almost like I've even more so now that I'm aware after doing this work and just learning so much more about how we pick up other people's energies. It's almost like I don't want to say I can't be in somebody else's space that's doing that, but I feel like I don't want to be anymore. Like and we get to choose, right? We get to choose who we have in our space and who gets to, right? But it's almost like I can't explain it, but like when people get all bent out of shape, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we should spend so much time together. Like I know that, so I won't say that out loud, but just unconsciously, I find myself just choosing to not be there. Like, because I used to have this friend that would always complain when we were at lunch. And I was like, yeah, maybe I might not do as many lunches with this person as much now. Because I felt so like everything was never happy for this person.
That's just you creating a boundary to love yourself.
Thank you. Yes. But anyway,
and you can also do things in your regular day-to-day practice that like makes it so that you're able to like hold that space and be less affected by that person.
Oh, that would be lovely, especially like in the workplace and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Right. Or if you're a coach, when you need to deal with clients, clients don't typically show up very regulated, right? And so how do you hold a space that is going to be co-regulating, that's going to be this compassionate, warm listening space without getting burnt out, right? Because that's what happens. If you have many clients, you start to feel exhausted and burnt out. But it's important to be able to hold this space, especially, with healing or working with people's trauma. It's really important that there's this aspect of co-regulation that's happening. So we can do a breathing practice.
Let's do it. Yay. Thank you for explaining all that.
My mindset practice usually when a client comes to me is interesting point of view with whatever they say. So whatever the story is, I think that's really important for us to do it, whether it's with friends or with clients, to have that spaciousness that you can hear them and not get all into it.
Yes, exactly. And to have the types of practices for yourself that allow you to come back to your baseline very quickly.
Yes.
Otherwise, you do kind of carry it around with you.
Yes. We always talk about that. Like it's don't whitewash it or pink wash it, right? Like, I'm fine. Like you can feel your feelings, but the key is to coming back really quickly, like you said.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, so I read in the chat, someone said that they love alternate nostril breathing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so we can do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing to begin with. We'll do it after this first very simple one. And alternate nostril breathing is really good because it helps to balance the nervous system. And it really helps you to build that resiliency or a flexible nervous system so that you can bounce back from stress more quickly. And you can do it anytime, morning or evening. When we breathe through the nose, we have a higher intake or a higher uptake of oxygen. So we're breathing in the air, but what's happening is our body's able to absorb more oxygen when we breathe in through the nose. Part of that is because nitric oxide gets released through our paranasal sinuses. And so also when we're pressing on the sides of the nose for alternate nostril breathing, these paranasal sinuses are like little pockets full of air. And so as we press on it, it helps to release that nitric oxide. And the benefits of nitric oxide is that it's a mild bronchodilator, which means it helps us to expand our lung capacity so that we can then have more oxygen uptake. We can draw in more of the oxygen that's coming into our blood, right? Okay. This also helps to decrease inflammation. It helps to also fight off disease because it has a little bit of a antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal aspect to it. So it's really good for increasing our immune system as well. Okay. Right. So we are going to take a moment. We're just going to do 5 simple breaths. And in these, you're just going to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. As you do that, we will lengthen the exhale so it becomes twice as long as the inhale. So very simple to start with, okay? So wherever you are, you can exhale your breath. Good. And then inhale through your nose. And exhale slowly. Again, inhale. Exhale for double the length. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale for double the length through the nose. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Then just breathe any way you want. And just notice if there's any shift in how you're feeling. Big yawn, that's a good cue. Shift to your more parasympathetic state.
I was just holding mine back.
I don't hold my back anymore. Everybody knows I yawn all over the place on these summits.
Yeah, shift in your nervous system is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that you're noticing? Or anyone, if you want to write in the chat.
I feel like I'm noticing my breath now.
Everything's, well, it's cloudy for me, but that's okay.
Very zen we got.
Zen.
Yeah, Dana says that's the best. Joe says that's so calming.
Okay, so we'll just do 3 alternate rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So for this one, you're gonna close the right nostril and you'll notice like right where your nose is, there's a little space where your fingers can kind of press just underneath the nose bone, okay? And I like to use the ring finger and the thumb, but if that's too complicated, you can use your, middle finger and thumb or your first finger and thumb. Okay.
And you can get so good at this. I was in a yoga class and he's like, just think, go up the left, down the right, and go up the right, down the left, and whatever the pranayama was. So it's kind of
the alternate nostril breathing, yeah? In through the left, out through the right, back through the right, out through the left. That's one round.
I
So we're
had a
going to do that 3 times.
I feel kind of sad because I had for a long time, I mean, long time, I had a collapsed uh, nasal whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I wonder how long I was keeping my like all of these cool things. I couldn't breathe at all at the time. That's why my nickname was Sneezy. That's funny. Anyway, I was just thinking about like I didn't even know all these things exist about the nose, breathing.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And it's something that we do all the time and we don't really think about it. And breath is so powerful because it connects our unconscious mind to our conscious mind, right? Because we mostly do it unconsciously. So it's part of the autonomic nervous system, but it's the one part of our autonomic nervous system that we can take conscious control over whenever we want. So it really helps to bring things that are in our unconscious to our conscious mind. And it also really connects the mind and the body together, right? Because it's a physiological thing that we're doing in our body, but it's very much tied to our emotions and our thinking.
Okay.
So it's a really powerful tool that's free and we can use it whenever we want, right? We always have access to it. Okay, so let's do this one. And then I have one more for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to take a nice deep inhale and just exhale all the air out. And again, we're just using our nose and we're going to still keep the exhale for twice as long as the inhale. Okay. So as you finish exhaling, you're going to close the right nostril and then inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale for double through the right. Inhale back through the right. Close and exhale for double through the left. That's one round. Inhale through the left. Close, exhale through the right for twice the length. Inhale back through the right. Close and exhale left for twice the length. And last one, inhale left. Close, exhale right for double. Inhale back through the right. And exhale left for double. And then you can just relax the arm.
Let me just say this is a practice.
I'm such a mouth breather. I was like, I can't breathe. I was like, until I was like, wait, don't use your mouth, don't use your mouth. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Makes me suffocate on here.
Yeah.
And then I started laughing and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. But it is a
start
practice.
to pay attention to the different ways that we breathe.
Yeah.
It is. And I was like, wow, I really probably should learn to breathe with my nose more often, weirdo. Like I'm such that's where it comes. It's right here, the weirdo. But too
and
funny.
some people hate breathing through their mouth too, and
I
that's very
know.
interesting. It puts you in a very different emotional place.
And it's actually more like healthier to breathe through your nose because you have your NOADs and then you can like keep the viruses out and stuff like that. But like, I guess because I had that nasal problem. Yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah. Well,
I use mouth tape at night and I love it so much because I sleep so much better.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. It took me a minute to, I
used to hate
bad at it for a little bit, but then I decided I was sleeping better with it.
Oh, good.
So.
Yeah, it can really help. Okay, there's one more. This one's a little bit different. We'll see how you go with it.
Okay.
So we'll just do 5 of these. No, let's do 3 of these breaths so that we can talk some more. So this one is called the humming bee or Brahmari pranayama. And so we're going to inhale through our nose. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale with a humming sound. Okay, for as long as possible. So it's just like
on the exhale.
Yeah, on the exhale only. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you can do it on both, but it's a little bit weird. Okay, so just 3 times. Inhale and exhale for as long as possible with the humming sound.
Mm.
Mm.
And we're breathing in. Oh.
Mm.
Mm.
So this one's very calming. And if you want to like increase the calming feeling, I would recommend doing it 5 to 10 times. And like before meetings or stressful encounters or afterwards, or even before bed, it can be very, very relaxing. Or sometimes women I work with wake up in the middle of the night and they're like thinking, thinking, thinking. If they just are lying in bed and they just start doing this pranayama, almost immediately it will help you fall back to sleep, because again, you're stimulating through the humming sound directly that vagus nerve. So it has scientifically shown to reduce heart rate and blood pressure, and it helps you to move into a more relaxed state. Okay, so now we get to do again 30 to 40 seconds of writing. Okay, so just pick up your notebook or your notepad and let's just do 40 seconds again. Ready, set, go. And just write whatever is showing up for you now, whatever is coming through. And just notice, yeah, whatever you're noticing, and write it down. Just remembering it's a short period, so enjoy it. Just see what is showing up in your awareness now. Okay, we're almost there. So finishing up. Okay.
That's
And
interesting.
now, yeah, what did you notice?
I ended with the words, cry, sound, peace to you, friend. It just came through. It was really pretty.
Serenity, grace, peace, calm. The complete opposite of what she wrote at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed too, from what I was.
Pink is one of my most favorite relaxing colors. Yes. So Dana says, great exercise. Thank you, 4 exclamation points. I like the first, I guess, breathing exercise best. And then, let's see, extending the exhale became easier. I'm stuffing. I barely close my nostril, though. Me too. Yeah. Any
And
other
you can even
comments?
look, if you were writing in your notebook, even just looking at your
Handwriting, yes.
Often handwriting changes from the first time and the second time, which is interesting as well. Not just the content. Usually the content changes as well. Like often to begin with, you know, people are writing like to-do lists or things coming up, and then after they're like more connected to themselves, to energy, to a sense of like peace or calmness, or they're writing about their feelings, or
so we should probably put that at the beginning of show prep.
I know. Serenity, grace, peace, calm, joy, happiness. Amazing that people are using some of the same exact describing words. Like we don't have to think about it. It just flows. And it was like, mine was like, peace to you, friend, you know, like almost the love for others too. And peace. I mean, you see that in the Bible too, right? Even Jesus says, I extend you my peace. And so it makes me feel like that is, you know, our innate nature whenever we use one of these exercises, especially like humming or nostril breathing, to reconnect with our infinite being self.
Yeah, it just like automatically also, especially with the humming one, I think. I mean, anytime you're using breath, you're starting to get more and more embodied. But especially with the humming ones, you have that vibration as well. You start to feel sort of that energy in your body, and you really like feel more connected to your body. And when you're connected internally to yourself, you automatically are also connected to what's around you, right? To the environment, to the universe, to people, to beings. And so as we connect more with ourselves, we're more able to connect with others. And that creates that beautiful space of co-regulation and peace and love. And then it's not
Yes.
just a concept that we're talking about, but it's actually something that we're feeling and emanating from the inside out. And it literally will change consciousness on the planet.
Yes, that's what my takeaway was what I received right now. And I'm hearing the words, it's no fluke that you would have, and I'm hearing you would have, as humanity, the same words of calming, peace, connectedness, because these were the feelings of the ascended masters while extending that peace to you here on earth. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So that's very beautiful. And it's also very beautiful to know, just like you said, this is a free tool, an exercise that we can have that we were born with. Like we can use this.
I want to take
Yeah.
this conversation a little bit deeper with you, because I know that this is, no matter what we're going through, here's an easy doorway to enter to drop your vigilant system. I then, once we drop our vigilant system, we still have things that will come up in our lives, and we can't just always come back to the breath. Do you want to then talk a little bit about how you help them release through their body?
Yeah. I mean, the breath is like a really beautiful tool to create this connection with yourself. But also, I mean, if you have a facilitator or someone who can hold space for you, like allowing the mind to then go into the body. I mean, first you have to feel an ability to be embodied before you can feel the feelings that you're holding in the body, right? For a lot of people, our bodies don't feel like a safe place to be. And so we like try to escape the body or live outside of the body
Yeah,
a
let's
lot of the
talk about
time.
that for a minute. Yeah, it was funny. I was literally just at a concert last Thursday, and she had us do this like butterfly hold. And I'd never heard it before, never did it. And she also addressed that whole feeling that we don't feel safe. What is that to you?
I think there's a lot of things. I think we're conditioned to kind of not, to judge our bodies, to not feel safe in our bodies. We live in a culture that really prioritizes the mind, right? We're like given a lot of praise for being intellectual or for having intelligence and a smart mind. And so we learn to, in schools, we're even taught like sit still and, read books and study. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we're also teaching kids to basically deny their cues, to deny their body cues, right? We're not teaching them to listen to their bodies often.
Interesting.
And so
like a bypass.
We don't let them be wiggly. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Or they want to run around. We're like, sit down, stop moving.
Be still, right? And then make them wrong, right? And then make them wrong. Like you're too, you get too wild. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm bad, I'm wild.
And then we end up as adults and we're like,
I don't know how to play.
I want to hide.
Yeah.
And we've done so much. Like a lot of our habits and patterns is about not listening to the body, right? And not like attending to our needs and suppressing our urges or the things that we naturally want to do as children. And so when we've developed that pattern of not listening, of not allowing, of really trying to control or suppress, then it doesn't feel safe to be in our body, to really like feel and to listen and to like move into that interior space. And so, yeah, definitely someone just wrote like that shifting to heart leading and aligned with the heart mind or the And that's very much like the more we can drop into the heart, again, that's dropping into the body, right? And leading, yes, from the heart, and breathing. Where do we breathe from? Again, it moves us into the heart, right? And so it's bringing, yes, this sense of coherence.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also being able to feel like what we're holding in our body, and then listening to it and allowing those things that we're holding to express or unwind in a way that they need to. Because we hold a lot of emotions in our body, right?
Yeah.
Emotions that we couldn't express or release at the time that we were feeling them. And so emotion moves through movement and through sound. And so whether that's expressing through words or through like a humming sound or a sigh, right? That helps to release those holding patterns and those tension in the body. Or you can really like drop in like we did in that first session and just really listen to it and follow it back and notice, what is that? What's held there? What's the pattern or the emotional imprint that's held there? And just seeing it and being with it, not trying to make it go away, but just allowing it to be there helps it to be seen. And once it's seen, it's almost like a little kid, it just wants to be seen.
That's what we
and
released
loved.
you, right?
Yeah. And then
it was
it's
like,
thanks.
Oh, yeah.
When you're working with somebody's body and you notice that they're having this resistance to being there and being just present in their body, are there natural things that you go to or do you just follow the energy with it? Or both?
Yeah, I mean, I do follow the energy, but definitely if people have sort of a tendency to disassociate from their body, or like don't have much connection to their body, you just really want to slow down and create that space of safety, and just like help them actually use the breath, like with a very, say, gentle touch, like here, like, can you breathe into here? And just get them to breathe into parts of their body, because what happens is, if we've had trauma or, stressful situations that are stored in our body, it kind of shuts down that circulation and that access to those parts, right?
Yeah.
And so as you breathe into the areas that are shut down, it naturally starts to release some emotion or some memory.
I can feel that now.
Yeah, or sense. So it's really just being super gentle and trusting that the body also unwinds and reveals its, itself and the language and what it's holding in its own time. And as it feels more and more safe to be in the body with the breath, with presence, it changes.
Yeah. I used to go to a yoga studio called Body and Breath.
Oh, really?
It really makes me, it was really integrated in that work.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we think like, oh, I need a really strong massage to get into this, or I need to like we're constantly, I think, in this strange paradigm where it's almost like we're trying to change ourselves through force all the time, right?
Yes.
Like, I have this pain in my glute, so I really need someone to get in there and just like elbow it out, right?
Well, sometimes that works too.
Yeah. But it's like, it's very interesting to sort of just let the pain be there and sort of be like, okay, just, how, like, what are you here to teach me? Or what are you holding? Or allowing it to unravel or release through ease rather than through force. And in that way, your body actually finds its alignment from the inside out without someone having to like force you into a new alignment. So it's a very different way of approaching it, right? It's letting your body find alignment from within and your spine to align itself from within, rather than having someone outside of you like crack your back into alignment, or, do like a really intense type of massage on you, which will release it, but probably after then it's released, it'll go back into its holding pattern, because it's holding it for a reason.
You guys, we would like to open it up for some callers and some
Yeah.
questions and for Harmony to navigate with you. Just a reminder, have your camera on and please make sure that you start with a question, and then if she needs backstory, she'll ask for the backstory, just so we can
Yeah.
keep the energy moving.
I love
Tiffany
Tiffany's
says,
comment.
yeah.
Do
She
you want to
says,
read
I
it?
found an ABCD somatic meditation, acknowledge, breathe with it, and compassion for it, and describe it. So it's each one has the little acronym. It's like, acknowledge, breathe, compassion, and describe. That's a
cool.
good one. Yeah, that's really cool.
I've never
ABCD.
heard of that.
Yeah, that's really
I've
good.
never heard of it either.
I'm
It sounds
gonna
cool though.
screenshot
Yeah,
that
that's
and-
good. Thank you. See, this is the reason why we have community, y'all.
Yeah.
It's about sharing what we've learned and
Yeah.
navigating this experience together. And other people are like, yes, please share, please share.
Yes, and just so you know, if you're afraid to raise your hand here, just so you know, I had a session like on the camera. And it's very wild the way that Harmony takes you through the body. So if your body is calling you to go on a deeper journey, this might be your time to raise your hand and say, I'd like to do it. Because if not, I will take your spot.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Well, one of the things,
one of the comments in there was around with chemo treatment.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just say something about that is one practice that can be helpful if you're having chemo is actually inhaling. If you can, curl your tongue and inhale through a curled tongue. If you can't curl your tongue, you can just kind of place the tongue in the mouth and inhale through the teeth or the sides of the mouth, and then exhale through the nose. And still try to make the exhale longer than the inhale. So you'll be inhaling like, and then exhale through the nose for twice the length of your inhale. And doing that, maybe 10 times in the morning and the evening can help to reduce some of the effects.
That's a cooling breath, right?
Yeah.
Dana, you have a question. Go ahead and unmute. You're up.
Right.
Hello. So my question is, I've been having some very deep somatic releasing in my arms, upper arms, for 7 months now. And I know it's my own process and it's on its own timing, but I'm just curious if you have, and I've done some energy work on myself and stuff like that, but I'm just curious if you have any exercises that might just help ease it, because it gets pretty painful at times.
Yeah. Can you feel it right now in your body?
Yes, right now it's not like flaring up at the moment, but I can still feel it. And it's all like past lifetime release. It's like a big from this lifetime, past lifetime, ancestral. It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go through a little process and see
Sure.
what's there? Okay. So if you just take a moment and just close your eyes and just breathe in deeply and exhale completely, and just let yourself, just be here now. Feel your awareness pulling into the back of your skull and just dropping down into the body. And just letting the breath be natural and easy, knowing that you're already breathing. There's nothing you need to force or control. And when you feel that sensation in the arms or in your body, how would you describe it? As staying with it as pure sensation, without a story.
It's heavy in those areas where it's unraveling in layers, but so the deepest layers are right in the top of my arms. And so it feels dense and heavy.
And so staying with this dense and heavy feeling, just being with it, letting your awareness just rest on it. Notice, does it have a color or a texture?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a like a muddier like color and like a kind of a rougher texture. Not like really bad, but it's there.
Heavy, dense, muddy, rough. And you said it feels ancestral and it's not new.
It's a lot. So I know it's moving in the right direction. It's just a really slow process. It's just on the layers. It's just really slow. So I just was wondering, like I know what it is. And I'm in acceptance of it. I'm not resisting.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's something that can help relieve it some at times, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep presencing it and just feeling it. Just noticing how it's there. And then I want you to just start to open up the aperture of your awareness so that you're becoming aware of the space that you're in. So you're starting to feel into the walls that are on either side of you, the room that you're in. And then feel the back of the body all the way to the wall behind you and the roof above you. And just feeling yourself expanding into this larger space. Almost like the body's just becoming transparent. The skin is porous, opening up. You just feel yourself expanded.
I can feel it expanding. So the pressure is becoming lighter. Beautiful. Which is actually interesting because it's the most relief I've had since a heating pad. You know what I mean? Like, so that's really amazing.
Yeah.
I really feel it.
Good, good. So yeah, just let yourself stay in that expanded state. Just body is porous, just aware of the walls and the larger space that you're in. Above the body, below the body. What are you noticing now?
I feel a really big shift. Like it's making my eyes shake a little bit because I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like just like a really nice stretch of my light body. And I just could feel the big release that went with it. Yeah. And that's more relief than I've had and since it started.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really nice and it's very interesting. Like it's, I haven't had I could feel it. So like every little bit of it, it's hard to explain, but it was just like that.
Yeah.
And just, it really feels so much lighter.
Good. Beautiful. So when you're like feeling the intensity of it, just notice often when we're feeling like the intense sort of like pain in the body, it's also because we're feeling very much like small in our body. And we're like not connected to that expansive self. And as we open up our awareness to a more expanded state, it's like opens up the container of ourselves, which then makes something that's like this feeling squished in our little body container. It kind of lets it open up too.
I've been in a much more expansive state and recalibrating my nervous system literally for the last 4 years. And so this is like one of the last, because I had it happen in my legs, my feet releasing for 2 years off and on. And so, wow. And this is like the last step of it. Like, so that really helped. I needed like that nudge. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. So just kind of like use that, just like tune into the breath and just sort of open up the aperture of your awareness.
See, I do breath work and sound healing, but I haven't really quite had that experience. So that was different.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much.
You're
Tiffany
welcome.
says she played along with her own issue and once that awareness went. So,
and I want to address this.
And to above and around it, it's softened. I also want to say that for the people that are asking questions, This is for everyone. So definitely play along just the way that Tiffany did with your own issue. This is, it really does, even for the people that are on replay, you can even come to the replay and redo the exercise again as you're following along with the questions. And then there was another question at the top too. Oh, right here.
Awareness. It's awareness, you guys, and awareness comes through the body and it can bring other awarenesses and other whispers and other questions and other choices. I call that whisper mapping.
Intellect D said, you're really good at that. And then Zoom user said she tried to raise her hand. It's Catherine. Hi, Catherine. And
she wasn't sure if you could help with bladder issues.
Spastic bladder.
Yeah, we can try. She wants to come on.
Okay, great.
So go ahead and unmute yourself.
She did.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Beautiful.
Good day to all of you.
Okay, so I would love to just do this work with you and see what comes up. You open to it?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You in a place where you can relax a little bit?
Yeah, I can relax. I just have to hold my phone. So I'm like,
okay.
I'm going to be as relaxed as I can get holding my phone.
Can you lean it up against something?
I probably can. Yeah, I can work this out.
Then you can relax even more.
All right. I don't know how. Okay,
That's
I
good.
can lean it in.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Okay. You're feeling good now? Feeling relaxed?
Yes.
Okay. So just take a moment, close your eyes. And again, just let your awareness pull back from the eyes into the back of the skull, and then drop down into the body. Just feel the breath at the heart. Just nice, easy, natural breath. Just take a moment to just scan your body and notice if there's any area that you're feeling any sensation or place of tension. Can you describe that area to me?
I feel a lot of it in my back, between my shoulder blades. But I'm also aware of my bladder. And of course, there's a line, that center line through our spine going all the way down to where we sit. So I'm kind of aware of like that point in my back, and also feeling that sensation all the way down at the end point where I'm sitting.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful tracking. So just feeling into that line, into that tension that might be held there between the shoulder blades, and then it sounds like this line all the way down into where you're sitting, maybe reflecting into the front of the body. Just breathing and staying with it. And as you are with it, just notice if there's any colors that you might see in your mind's eye.
I'm getting like a lavender, a purple, like kind of went from pink to blue to purple. And so I'm kind of settling with that pink purple energy. Maybe I could just swirl it all together and make it one. I actually like.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. Okay, staying in the pink purple energy. Just stay with the sensation and that energy associated with it. And notice, is there a texture or shape that comes up?
The texture, I would see kind of like filaments of fibers, like either a towel, or if I relate it to water, just kind of those like phalange ends. Yeah. So the shape is that as well. Like I'm seeing the texture and the shape all together with those little like phalange things.
Hey, beautiful. Beautiful tracking. So stay with that. And just being with it in the body. There's no rush to have it change or be any different. Just watching, observing, feeling. And see if you can trace that sensation all the way back. Noticing if there was a first time you felt it.
Not sure if I know the first time, but my brain went to like when I hit 40. And I feel a lot of like kind of like sadness around that. And then I went all the way back to my childhood, sitting next to my mother in the bath who had had a hysterectomy and seeing the scar on her belly. So there's something about that that feels like it's anchored into my system somehow.
It's okay to have that emotion come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And just being with that part of you, that young girl in that bath, just noticing her mother, the scar. Yeah, the grief, the sadness. And as that young girl, what is she thinking or feeling or noticing?
That she just wants to take her pain away.
Yeah. Her mom so much.
But somehow I don't feel responsible for it, but I just felt like I could take it for her and carry it. Not knowing that's what I was doing. I was trying to take responsibility to help her.
She just wanted to help her mama so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could speak from her, what would that little girl have said to her mom?
Oh. I just love you with all of my being. And I thank you for all of you endured to bring me here 3 days in labor. Just, I honor this is coming from me now and as the child that is born inside of me. And I just honor the goddess that she is, that she was, and never got to truly reveal. But I can see her spark. And I just love you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let her just say all those things. And just staying with her. I want you to just bring in, the woman that you are now, or a loving presence, a guardian angel, the light. Yeah, who's there with both your mom and this precious little baby, this precious little girl who just wants to take away all of her mom's pain. Just help her carry her burdens. And from that
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And just be in this energy of this loving presence and this light. And what does, this loving presence, what is it saying to the young girl? Saying, oh, precious baby.
You'll get over it.
Yeah, it's saying you have so much love. You have so much love inside of you. Yeah. And you're so beautiful and so precious, so innocent. Yeah. And I see you want to help your mom so much. And you're so brave taking on, and carrying it for her. Yeah. What else does this loving presence say to her?
Let's just play with the water now.
Yeah, let's just play with the water.
Let's just have a good bath and just relax.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything at all. You just get to be a kid. You just get to be a precious baby in the bath now. Yeah.
I know all that pain can go down the drain.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very beautiful.
So, just even taking a moment and just pull the plug and just watch all of that water and pain leaving. Yeah. Going all the way down the drain. I want you to just check in with that little girl. How is she doing now? What is she doing?
She's glowing her white light, pure white light. Like purified.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Dana says, sending love to you, Catherine. Thank you for your vulnerability. Tiffany says, sending you love, Catherine. Your vulnerability is so beautiful. And then there was a question. I'm not sure that we'll have time.
Just that we would like to go through your special offer.
Yeah, sure.
Then we have got a couple questions on the chat.
Okay. So my special offer is I have my essential breathwork for coaches and entrepreneurs, which is a really beautiful little mini course that has 2 breathwork practices and a loving kindness meditation and a whole sort of 15-minute routine that you can listen to and adapt for yourself. It has 3 or 4 different modules in it, so you can kind of go at your own pace and really just learn each practice one by one and then do the meditation whenever you want. You can kind of piece it out, or then it kind of all comes together as one practice in the end. And so it's a great way to really learn some very simple, effective ways to connect with your breath. It has audio, video, and PDFs to help you learn in different ways. And it's going to give you that new baseline. It's one of those things that if you do this short little practice every day, it's going to give you access to a different sense of stability. It's going to help to rebalance your hormone, to release toxins, and to just really regulate your nervous system in a new way. And it can even help improve your sleep at night as well. So when you come in, you get free access to the Finding Harmony community, which is named after my podcast, Finding Harmony. And so when you're in the community, you can send me messages and ask me questions as well. So that comes along with this course automatically. So you have access to someone who can really help you as you're working through the course. If questions come up, you're not alone. You have the ability to reach out and ask for support. So that is included with it as well.
Nice. Very
Right,
nice.
so once they choose this offer, then they will get the breathwork course, and then they'll be entered into
The
the
community.
community. Is that posted on Facebook or?
The community is in, all of it is hosted on the platform Mighty Networks.
Okay.
So
Goodness.
yeah.
Okay, so
So
it's
once
like for real, your own app community. That cool.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love Mighty Networks. Thank you.
Yeah, once you come in, you get the course, and then you also get into the community. So
And get help from other people as well.
yes, there's
Yeah.
many people who have gone through it as well. So lots of ability to connect and chat, or you can also just do the course and not connect and chat at all. It's
Yeah,
really up
and
to you.
what I like to say is that the nice thing about being on Mighty Network is that it's not on the social medias. This is specific for her in the way that the application works.
It has a privacy
element. That's exactly
and no
it.
ads.
Yes, and no ads. Right. So
and no hypervigilant stress with other
exactly
ways.
Yeah, and you're around with other like-minded folks who are coming and seeking the same type of work and healing and release that you are. So you can really navigate this together and learn from some of the ways that they've used your work and benefits. And I always find that super inspiring whenever I see other people, even if it's something that I'm taking from perimenopause. Like if I see other people having symptoms and then release from it in a very private community, I feel that I can contribute to like what are my things, and then I also can receive from folks that are in that community too.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And there's a whole meditation library in there too.
Oh my gosh.
Moon day meditation.
I think there's a lot of goodness in this whole thing here.
There's lots of like little free things that I do from time to time. So
love it.
Yeah.
You can see how just 5 minutes of working with the breath or going through the body is really transformational. So thank you. I'm really.
I mean, I know Catherine thanks you.
Thank you all.
Dana says, thank you so very much, Harmony. Purple Heart. Sending you love and gratitude. Tiffany says, thank you, Harmony. KD says, thank you, Harmony, with 2 exclamation points. I see Michelle Nyiver send a beautiful heart and tears of joy, Catherine says. Yes. So cool. Yes.
Thank you all so much.
Yes.
Honored to be here with you, and thanks for inviting me.
Of course.
Nervous System Summit.
Thank you. If you're looking for the link, it's at houthustle.com/harmony, but you can find all these links at houthustle.com/live, right by their video. Even if it's on replay, you'll see a little special offer
button.
Button.
Real quickly, you have about a minute. Any parting words for us? Or 2 minutes.
Parting words.
You have a couple minutes, actually.
Okay. I think just, I think our bodies are such gifts, and they're always trying to heal, and they're always supporting us in the best way we know how. And even if it's illness or disorder or dis-ease, ultimately our bodies are trying to create order. And so I think really just trusting yourself, slowing down, having compassion for yourself, and coming into a sense of compassionate self-awareness with your body, and remembering that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, which means that this human body is exactly what you came here for. And so just remembering to, enjoy the ride.
I'm so glad you said that. I've been thinking it the whole time.
For.
Yes, I was thinking that the whole time. I said, it must be, I always think to myself, like, we have a body for a reason. And you said that so beautifully. So thank you.
Yeah. And one more thing. So, spiritual, that word, it comes from the Latin root spirare, which means to breathe. And so someone who's spiritual is someone who is breathing, who's, focusing on the breath. So even if you do nothing other than just pay attention to your breath for just like a few seconds extra every day, then you've increased your spiritual awareness and you've made spiritual progress. So it is key to having a spiritual experience, is like just being with the breath. It drops you into the body, it drops you into the now, and that is enough of a practice, even if you just do it for a few seconds every day.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Harmony.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
It was very fun for us too. You guys stick with it.
Sperare is the word.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Katie on the chat says, another great session, ladies. And we still have another one to go! Exclamation points. And with the thank you. Yes, we do. We have another one to go. And we get started. Don't go anywhere in the next 3 minutes. So
3-minute bathroom break for
that's right.
everyone's bladder.
Right. Yeah. True.
Moving the flow.
Yes. Releasing the energy.
Drink water, everybody. Drink water, please.
Yes, hydrating is very important for our tissues. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Harmony. You guys, just a couple announcements in between each of these as you take care of your bodies. We have a Summit Enhancer. It's called Hertz Frequencies. It's $8. We really created it just to keep, quote, harmony in your system during the summit. So look for that. It's at the bottom of emails and things like that. It is a one-time thing. It's just an invitation for you to dive deeper into these frequencies and this way of being more relaxed in your life. I will be able to speak sometime today. I also want to remind you that I'm sorry, the humor factor in me sometimes gets the best of me, as Lianka literally just came and peeled a banana for me and set it to the side. Sometimes, my dirty mind just can't not go into places. I'm sorry about that. So the other reminder, we do have an inner circle, you guys. You may be noticing that some people in the chat are saying hi to other people in their chat. We have a dynamic community. It's called Mystique Society. And it is literally a group where we're exploring galactic channeling, expanding our intuitive gifts to the nth. And along the way, we help you get unstuck and we talk other things when they come up. But in general, the community is lighthearted, and it really explores a deeper connection of oneness. If that calls for you, you can find the link. It's at houthustle.com/join. And you can find it in emails. There's usually at the bottom. If you want to get the summit, we put all our summits together. This is our 6th summit. And if you'd like to get that, both that is in Mystique and that's also offered individually. And you can find that at the bottom of our emails, especially the ones that are out in the morning. I know that they're currently in there and coming out. So I just wanted to, if you're looking for things, you can always reply to any of those emails and we're happy to respond as to whatever your question is. Like I said, I can talk today. I will go ahead and stop the recording and yeah, and I will get started in just a minute. Blah, blah, blah. I must feel like I got too relaxed and now my words don't come. I'm going to stop this recording. Yes, I can do it. There we go. I'm a stubborn little dog that Lianka's trying to rein in right now. She's not a little second horse. Okay, my small horse. We call her Scooby-Doo.
She's cute.
I wanted to see if Michelle was here.
I saw her give a heart.
There is Michelle. And we'll keep this off the recording.
Okay.
I'm
When
here.
Hi, Michelle. When I was working on your title, we just kept coming back and forth, and we kept changing it by like 1 or 2 words.
Oh, the title of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to talk to you about a little bit different topic than what we usually talk about. So I just want to say that. All right. Now I will bring you up and we get started.
Oh, you look so lovely.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like you're just fitting into the zen of this
I
whole
know.
summit, too.
Love it.
It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Judith Blackard.
And I'm Leonka Reyna.
This is the Hustle Morning Mystic Show, and today we're talking with Michelle Nyiver, and we are talking with her about both out-of-body experiences and how you can really calm your nervous system when you do go through some of these astral adventures.
Let's write a few words about Michelle. Michelle Nyiver is a psychic medium and spiritual teacher, registered nurse, health coach, sound therapist with over 30 years of professional and healthcare experience. As a founder of Sacred Awaken, Michelle blends her deep understanding of science and medicine with her spiritual gifts to help others heal, transform, and align with their highest potential. Her work bridges the gap between science and spirits, honoring the nervous system, energetic anatomy, and quantum principles while calling on the divine intelligence for deep, multidimensional healing. Welcome, Michelle.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction and thanks for having me. I love this topic.
I'm really excited about this topic. We've talked to a lot about light language and how it came through and how to help people. And as I've experienced your work, I've realized it's so much deeper and so more vast. And we haven't done conversations justice with you sometimes. We go where we go. But I would love for you to just talk a little bit about, we've been talking about nervous system, we've done breath work, we've worked through the body. And from this place, where are you guided to begin this conversation?
Oh, the harmony left off at a beautiful place for me to start by saying that, remember that you're not the body, your consciousness projecting through the body. And when you start to realize that and you see that for yourself through having expanded awareness experiences, it frees you up in your nervous system. When you realize you're not bound to this place, and when you start to see thoughts as things outside of here, and you realize you can change your reality with your thoughts, it changes everything. Like for your nervous system, it just naturally starts to regulate.
I love this so much. I started this conversation, I said, we create our lives in each moment. And oftentimes we forget that we do that. And we create through the word and the words. And it's, I think that this day has really led up for that information to be really received through a lot of bodies. When you work with clients, where do you find that they block off that ability to really create through their body and with consciousness? Is that too?
No, I think that's a perfect place to start. And I think that people don't realize that they can. And sometimes in the beginning of hearing that you can, for me, I was like, really? And it took me a little while to actually start to believe that I could.
What?
And
oh,
yeah, no, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I just kind of it jumped in my head and I was like, well,
Go ahead.
after that, will you tell us a little bit about what made you believe? That's kind of interesting. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, let's start there because
That's what I was hoping for. Okay, go ahead.
When I was a kid, ever since I can remember, I was coming out of my body. and not understanding what was happening and just
Right.
wanted to live a normal life. So it's always been happening. But one day, someone came across my awareness that said, you can do this consciously and you can control where you go and you can visit dead relatives. And I was like, oh, that's a new way to do things than how I've been doing it before. And I remembered I could do that as a kid. And so I just started trying again as an adult. And I started seeing people outside of here. I started realizing I could be in this place and see other places at the same time while I was awake, and that I could see people's thoughts. I had a really interesting experience with a family member who has a difficult time being here and didn't really think their soul was happy to be here. And they used to run track, and I saw them in an out-of-body experience coming back to their body right before they woke up. And they were coming with their arms up like they were finishing a marathon, and they were so happy as a soul to be returning to the body.
Oh,
And I couldn't ever see things the same after that. I was like, oh my gosh, our souls are happy to be here, even though we don't
yeah.
remember it. We're here to forget
Oh,
and then remember.
Yeah.
And
Akashi,
so
oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Keep going.
it really is, I have to give some credit to Darius J. Wright. He was the person that just popped into my YouTube feed one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this too. And then I took his class and I was like, everyone can do this. And so
yes.
it really, it's amazing when you realize, oh my gosh, I really am a spirit and I'm not trapped
Mhm.
here. It just changes everything.
Yeah. I wanted you to define coming out of your body, because I feel like as a child, so many people just daydream. They're like, la, 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 la. And then we get in a habit of daydreaming and we create our life more in the daydream. And it's almost like when we're in the daydream, our soul sort of goes to sleep until we come back to the being in the body and being present. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm awake again. Do you find,
Daydreaming,
yeah, go ahead.
daydreaming is awesome. I'm a professional daydreamer.
Yeah.
Daydreaming is one of the gateways to an out-of-body state and to
Yeah.
expanded perception or expanded awareness. And one of my teachers, actually, Tom Campbell, he teaches that if you can't get to it any other way, start daydreaming and get out of awareness of your physical structure through a daydreaming state, and it changes your brain waves. Like you go from, most people are in a beta brainwave state, active thinking. It takes you down to alpha and then theta, and then when you get there, your consciousness opens up even more. Daydreaming is a great way to do it, and oftentimes those of us who are here to do this kind of thing, like, or we just come in like naturally more perceptive, we daydream more than the average person. And so I used to kind of get dinged for it as a kid, but I'm glad I'm good at it now.
I know, right? I did too. They were like, Leonka, where'd you go? I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear people. You could be screaming my name right next to me. And if I was super focused in on stuff, I'd be gone, like gone. And I learned to separate my hearing. I can keep recording whatever everybody else is doing here so that I can play it back and then know what you're talking about.
Too. I do that
But
with Tahiti when people are being all depressive.
Yeah. You talk about that.
But do it intentionally.
I don't think people know what you're saying.
Yes, I know they don't. Nobody does except for you and me, and maybe Michelle got it.
Yeah, it's where you go to Tahiti in your mind when someone's complaining around you, right? You're like, I'm in Tahiti, or they're just spouting stuff, and she can be hearing them, but not receiving like in that weird way that mean all their negative. So you were talking about, the difference between the daydreaming and how it is an opening for us. What do you say to people that are have been taught? Well, why do you have your head in the clouds? Right, that's one of the dings. Get your head out of the clouds.
I do think that
I've learned to keep my head in the clouds and on the
thing,
ground at the same time.
There you go.
We
Yes.
can all do that.
Yes.
I think that's
She's saying it. Yes.
like, okay, you know where I'm going.
Yes, I know.
We're vibing.
This is a deep conversation because there are people that are so unpresent and unintentional in their lives because they've gotten in the habit of going away. And I think this is a little bit different. And I wanted to take a pause and have you explain it from your view.
Yeah, and she was saying with their feet on the ground.
I
as
like this
well.
question, and I get it. Like like if I post something about it, I'll get comments about it. Like, we're not here to escape, and that's not what this is. I'm just here. Like this, the mission of me getting out of body and seeing who I am as a soul, not to escape who I am here. It's to understand it better, and
Yes.
to realize how I can move forward through my life and live my purpose. And so it could easily be bypassing if you never look at, like the things that you need to change, or the things, if you never take action around anything, you're just always trying to meditate, but you're not taking action. That's
Yeah.
not exactly grounded, right? And so, um, I think that it's the exact opposite of bypassing to have expanded awareness, things like experiences like remote viewing or out of body experiences, or even just deep meditation where you change your brainwave frequency and your electromagnetic frequency to the
Yes.
point that you're receiving information from outside of you. It's not escaping at all. It's just enhancing the experience is how I see it.
Mm-hmm. So, but you're saying to do it intentionally,
Mhm.
and that's the difference. And I just thought it was important for
Yes,
us
it
to
is.
make
I'm
Oh
note of
yeah.
that.
so glad, and I'm glad that you both did. Because I do think a lot of times people can use that as a spiritual bypass. They will stay their head in the clouds, if you will, without having that groundedness, and that is where you can get into a little bit of tripping yourself
They'll
up.
make reason for everything
Oh,
too.
true.
For
Yeah.
sure. That's a
Yeah.
big trap of that. Yeah.
Yes.
If not the
Yes.
biggest.
Well, I know that we wanted this conversation to include the nervous system,
Mhm.
frequencies, binaural beats, and this.
Oh gosh.
So I'm going to let you kind of orchestrate this together because you're like, I can do it.
I love her. Yes, I believe it.
I learned about binaural beats a long time ago when I was learning to meditate. And I was one of those people who said, I cannot meditate. My brain is always going. I was an ER nurse. How do I do that? And so I've heard about this thing called binaural beats, and I put them in one day. I bought some, put them in, and I was amazed at how my brain just kind of shut down. And then I started seeing colors and lights and faces,
Wow.
and then holes would open up, and I would see other people or information there. And so I was sold. I started using them for my own expansion. Just, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't understand any of this at the time. And then the more I experimented with different binaural beats, my awareness started to grow more and more. Like I became much more, I noticed I was much more psychic than before. I started getting much more
Mm.
specific information. I started getting guidance in a way that I hadn't gotten before. And I just started feeling better. Like in everyday life, I was like, wow, I don't know why I feel so good, but I feel really good. Then I realized I was listening to binaural beats every day. And I thought, if I can make my own, like based on what I want to achieve, then that might even be better. So I learned the technology for creating them, and I just went
Nice.
wild. I just started like
Wow.
listening to all kinds of different ones. And through the process of spending many hours creating them, things happened more. Like I started having
Mhm.
really more conscious out of body experiences where I could control the experience. And it wasn't like a dream. It was like I was awake and then I was somewhere else,
Wow.
or I was in two places at once. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So binaural beats are a way that when you don't know how to meditate, or you don't know what to do, or you just can't bring yourself to even breathe, which you should breathe, but if you can't, binaural beats just automatically, it's like they catch your brain waves. You could think of it like
Mhm.
that. One tone goes in one ear. You
Yeah.
have to have earbuds or headphones, and another tone goes in the other ear. And your brain has to work to find the difference between those tones and create what's called a phantom beat. So it syncs up the
Mhm.
hemispheres of your brain. In
Very
energy
cool.
medicine, there's a condition called homolateral brain, where people get depressed, they get unmotivated, they get fatigued. And it's because hemispheres aren't synced up well.
Yeah.
This just naturally will sync your hemispheres up if you do it enough. And so that's why I started feeling so much better in life.
Mhm.
And that's also why I got more psychic, because I was able just to quickly shift down into a alpha and a theta state in my brain waves. And then that's when you start to receive information outside of here.
And I've read somewhere that people can become much more psychically aware, spiritually connected, have more consciousness experiences when their hemispheres are synced. And a lot of the human experience is to have that syncing of the hemispheres, which is why we have a body, right? Like not the only reason, but now it's coming to me too. It's like another beautiful reason for having a body, right?
Yeah.
And a beautiful brain.
And a beautiful
sure.
brain, yes.
One of the natural ways to correct a homolateral brain is by using the body by swinging opposite arms and legs. And one thing Spirit told me not too long ago was that one of the ways we grow our soul or our consciousness outside of here is by learning to operate a human body. Like when our consciousness or soul comes into a human body and we have to learn to work this thing that we don't understand, they made a metaphor to how a baby's brain grows really quickly when they start to use their body. They said the same thing happens to our soul when we learn to use this. Yeah. And so it's interesting how you really integrate your consciousness in with this body that's expressing it. The more you have expanded awareness experiences, and then the more you have those, the more time you spend in one of those theta, alpha, delta brainwave states where naturally you're just going to be more relaxed in life and able to not react to things in the same way. You just naturally stop reacting so much to things, and you start to be like, oh, maybe there's another side to this that I haven't looked at. That's one of the reasons I love them, because it makes things happen pretty naturally if you do it consistently.
I kind of have this theory that anytime you lower your brainwave state from like a high beta to even an alpha state, that you're able to receive and be different.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You are. It's shown. I mean, that it changes things. And we should mention gamma too, because gamma is a higher gamma is like 30 to 100 hertz, and it's a really expanded state of awareness. People have said they've teleported in that state before.
Yeah.
And I believe in the 100th monkey, or the, what is it, 4-minute mile. So when more humans are doing that and have that accomplishment, that more of us, for whatever reason, it's open to and available for more of us. And so as more people are having those experiences in the gamma state and accessing them through their own tools, I feel like that it is available more so for all of us. And that can be said about all of our spiritual gifts in some way, right?
I 100% agree with that. All of our brainwave states correspond to the Schumann resonances, and we're all connected in through all of that, right? And so when we get more balanced in our brainwave states, we're more connected and we're more empathic. And I hadn't even thought of that till you said it. It's just beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Stephen Mathis, he talks about the universe being in each cell, even of our body.
Yeah. You're talking about Matthias de Stefan. Yes. Yeah. I got it. I got you. I pick it up.
Dyslexic today.
No, I was picking up. I got you, girl. We're together because I am half the time too. We're like two hemispheres.
You are like two hemispheres.
There's your comic relief for today, y'all. Especially y'all that know us. So getting into, I want to make sure we have enough time to take callers, because I really love when you facilitate and when you work with people. But I wanted to also give you some time to talk about, some of these fun other elements that are really a part of our world, and that maybe, and some of the things that you had talked about. Yeah. Besides the beta.
Yeah.
Was it?
Go
ahead.
No, we were talking about the out-of-body experiences, and really, I think you have a method on like the best way to have these experiences.
I do have a method, and there's different ways you can achieve it. I'll start by saying my method is to lay down. And just recently I tried it sitting up, and this also worked. So different people can achieve different levels of consciousness, whether they're laying down or sitting up. Some people may find they fall asleep very easily laying down, and some people may find that they can't relax enough sitting up. So you have to try different things, see what works.
I'm glad that you said that. Yeah.
I find it works both ways for me. Laying down is my nightly routine. I put in earbuds with theta or delta. And I have one also that it goes up and down, and so it keeps me awake. I fall asleep easily. And so anyway, I put in the
Okay.
binaural beats, and then I lay flat and I have my head propped up a little bit because sometimes you get secretions in your throat and you have to stay really still for this method that I use. And so you don't want to like have stuff pooling back there. And if you're a little bit
Mm-hmm.
elevated, that won't happen. Put your hands to
Okay.
your sides. So like if your fingers like wiggle a little, you're not stimulating yourself, and just lay there
Okay.
face up. Most people do it face up. I've heard some people say they can do it on their side. And I've heard many people say I can't do it unless I'm laying flat on my back face up.
Mhm.
And then you breathe and just you stay awake while your body falls asleep. And the binaural beats take you into the brainwave state that's
Ooh.
necessary to travel there. And you don't necessarily have to use them forever. You just have to learn to get there with them.
Yeah.
Or it can facilitate,
Mm.
you don't have to, but it can facilitate it. Some people go there more easily than others. And so you lay there very still and very quietly. The brain naturally goes into out of body states happen most easily when you go into REM sleep. About 90 minutes in, for most people, we go through these cycles. And so sometimes it can take that long for this to happen for someone. So you really have to stick with it and be able to discipline your body to stay still, do the breathing exercises you've learned, and know that you're going to have stimulus to move. You might itch, you might get pain, you might want to just move something all of a sudden. And that's your body sending signals to see, okay, are they going to be still if consciousness leaves and they start dreaming, or is the body going to stay safe? Is it going to stay still? You have to not react to those stimuli. If you
Ooh.
react, you'll bring yourself back to the body, you'll change that state. So you
Uh-huh.
have to ignore it. Sometimes I ignore it to the point that the signal's so strong, my leg actually comes up off the table, the bed. I can't hold it
Yeah,
down,
yeah,
but
yeah,
and you
yeah.
don't want to, you don't
Yeah,
want any
there's
effort
theories
at
around
all.
that too. That why the body does that,
Yeah.
because it's running, running, running back to safety.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Well,
Oh,
it's
that's so
my
wild.
understanding is that it's checking to see if it's safe
Uh-huh.
for the consciousness to
Yeah,
take off and go do
that makes
something
sense.
else.
That it makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
some people at that point go into sleep paralysis. For me, I don't go into sleep paralysis. Somehow I bypass it, but my body starts to vibrate. And this is very common. You might feel almost like you're on some sort of vibrating machine. Like it's very
Yeah.
intense, the vibration. You're right there at the gateway when that happens. The next thing is to just have an intention, no effort, just intend. Rise up, stand up, however you want to say it, but you want to tell yourself to get up. If you're a person that goes into sleep paralysis, and you find you cannot move, at that point, that's your doorway and you don't have long. Try to roll out of your body, stand up, and move away. If you stay close to the body, that electromagnetic field of the body will suck you back in pretty quickly. But if you go away from the body and
Okay.
explore the rest of your house or go to a mirror and go through the mirror, it'll take you someplace else. That being said, set an intention before you start this of where you want to go. There's some nights I don't really want to go anywhere. I just want to fly around my house. There's some nights I just don't even want to be aware of that. I just want to see other things while I'm laying in bed. And so it's like a continuum. It's like a spectrum from seeing two things at once to realizing you're out of your body, or like you're still in your body and you're somewhere else, to I'm fully out and I can control it. And it feels like I'm still in my body. And that's another thing I should mention is
Yeah.
being out is shocking. It feels the same as being in,
Yeah.
except that the detail is greater. You can see like the grains of the wood and the
Ah.
way that the air and the water moves. And it's so I've heard people say that they had to push on the wall to see if they were really out of their body, to see if their hand went through or didn't go through. And I can relate to that. It is very real. And I think that's why some spirits actually don't cross over when they die right away, because they don't always realize their body's not there anymore.
Oh, I can.
Right.
Yeah. I that sounds right.
So the
Uh,
method is easy. You just have to be able to stick with it long enough. And
Mhm.
sometimes it can take a long time. Like it didn't happen for me right away when I reintroduced it as an adult. It took practice and a lot of motivation and consistency. And then it gets stronger and stronger and it keeps happening the more you do it, and the more you entrain your brain waves to go right to those states, the easier it gets.
I have a question. I do, so as a kid, I've always been able to be a lucid dreamer. I didn't know that was what was going on. So I've experienced sleep paralysis a lot. to the point where I can tell if I'm about to go into a sleep paralysis type sleep. Even if I lay down, I'm like, oh, I don't want to lay down right now because I know I'm gonna get trapped. For the most part, I'm pretty good at being able to know that I'm having a lucid dream and I can migrate and do all the things and enjoy it. But one of the ways that I've been able to do that is by having an alarm by me to wake me up. Because what happens in sleep paralysis for me is I will be yelling for someone else to wake me up, and I can't get words out. So that makes it more frustrating. What do you say to someone that has it? So I have a little bit of fear, wanting to put that when you said that this would happen. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you suggest something like an alarm, or that could? I've even seen that movie called Inception, and they have the snap, right? And I'm like, that's my alarm. It's a snap awake.
I actually
Um,
built some of my binaural beats that way to bring me back, but
yeah.
I don't know how you would know when to set that alarm, but
Yeah, I was what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't know. Like, how long do I want to be like that?
right. What I'll say about it,
But it's just a safety net for me. Like, it's something I often find that I don't even need it, but like it's kind of a safety net knowing that it's out there, right, to snap me awake.
so let's talk about it because it's a really huge part of this for everyone to hear is that fear is the thing that holds us back, and fear is the thing that traps us. It's the only thing that can trap us is fear.
Yeah.
And we all have it. Like everybody has a will to live, right? It doesn't work otherwise. We all have to have that. And
Yeah.
so, but we're not trapped
Katie's
here.
saying that.
And every
Yeah.
oh,
Katie says that there's that there's nothing to fear, trust. And I feel like that's where this is going.
absolutely.
Paralysis like once in my life, and it terrified me. I was like, I can't move my fingers.
That's your
It's
that's your
like
opportunity
that.
to get up and go.
I would have it often. Okay, good.
So-
Okay, I'm glad we're having this conversation.
But the next thing I want to say is that you can command your space out there. You say, get out of the way, and they'll get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like it literally will happen. Or say, take me out of here and bring me here. You can command your consciousness to any place you want to go. But if you have fear, especially if you're not all the way out, maybe you're like in between, like in the astral somewhere, and you're not fully out, you're going to start seeing the things you're afraid of the most. I used to see portals as big hooded dark beings at the foot of my bed, but I think they were portals.
Same.
A lot of us see those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So letting go of fear is a really big part of this, and it happens naturally over time. You have to trust, though. I wouldn't.
Well, hearing you talk about it makes me feel so much better, because then I know I'm not the only one that has that experience. And I feel like a lot of people can relate on this call as well. And being able, and this is why we have these conversations, right? Because who else are you going to talk about the woo with, and not feel judged?
So many people think in sleep paralysis they're being held down because they see like these.
I've had that.
Beings in their room.
Yeah, it's
or
like
at the foot of their bed, and that's not what's happening. They're there to assist us. Or it's a portal. If you see a big black circle, that's probably your doorway out.
Okay. Very cool.
Don't fear anything. There is nothing that can trap your soul except for fear, and that's only temporary. And if you get nothing else out of today, to remember that we are by no stretch of the imagination trapped here. It just feels like it. And I used to think we were, but now I see we really can do anything outside of here. And remember that story about the person who thought their soul wasn't happy they're here, and they're like running through the finish line to get back in the body.
I love that. Yes.
Have you ever had psychic attacks happen doing this? Like,
or just in general?
Yeah. No.
I haven't had psychic attacks like this. Now, when I was a kid, I felt like I was, but I think what was happening was I was a very fear-based child. I grew up Catholic. My parents had a lot of fear, and I saw a lot of scary things growing up.
Yeah.
I do think there's another consciousness here that overlays ours.
Yes.
But again, we can command it away. There's nothing.
Yeah, we're the ones that have control of everything, right? Because we're the ones in the body. 100%. So we can really, same thing. Can we
talk about that for a second? These other realms that overlay within the matrix. Because I used to think that we were just 3D, and we were even now really truly almost operating like a 4D starting to.
I think so.
I felt like there were those two realms bleeding together. But now I have awareness that there might actually be realms that are trying to keep us stuck and keep us in the human, like, okay, I'll do it again today. I'll do it again today kind of thing. Like truly,
Slave mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
like
that.
slave.
Yeah.
That
Like
does
this, the
exist. Yeah.
siphoning. Yeah.
I
Of
mean,
taking of our, keeping us trapped in this ugly, funky energy.
yeah, we pay a lot of money to stay there, and they benefit from that.
Hey.
You mean
Right?
oil industry? Or
We're
is
the
that
only
the
ones who pay to
nutrition?
live here.
Oh, how
Sorry.
funny. Golly, girl,
Um,
you just like my whole brain just opened up.
But you know,
For
those beings, even the most negative beings that are trying to work through humanity to suppress other humans, those beings
thank
don't
you.
have the same control that we have. They don't have the same power that we have to command our space and to create. And they can only create through humans. They can only create through humans. And they hate love and they hate gratitude. Those vibrations are
Yeah.
repulsive to them because just like we get, like you walk into a room of people crying, suddenly you don't feel so good. When we emanate love around those beings, it depolarizes them back closer to a state of love, and they don't want that, and they go away. And
Yeah.
it seems counterintuitive, but if you just emit love, even when you feel like something's trying to attack you,
Yeah.
they'll go away if you can really mean it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we have to remember is that there is nothing stronger than love. Like we literally are pure love in our
Yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say for those who, and we can continue talking, but for those who want to ask a question, I want to go ahead and get you to raise your hand now so we can start getting those queued up. Michelle's amazing to work with, y'all. So go ahead and raise your hand now, and I'll be looking on the YouTube chat as well.
And she can work with anything. Somebody asks about
What is your take on seizures?
seizures.
Oh, well, sometimes I think that something goes wrong in the body with the electrical system, and
Oh,
then,
good point.
right, that can happen. Seizures, I think it's very easy for us to apply a medical physical tag or label
Yeah.
to something that is happening, but we do have to remember that our consciousness is projecting through this body, and
Yeah.
that there are a lot of reasons for something to go wrong. And one other thing that I don't want to harp on, but I'll say that empaths, we have a sensitive system, we have a sensitive nervous system, and what works for some people aren't going to work for empaths when it comes to like diet and chemicals. And so
That's a very good something. Yeah. Big something to say.
so I think we always have to look at the physical aspect of things because we, right now we're awake and our consciousness is focused on this avatar. And there are things that can go wrong with it, and then the consciousness has to project through a broken avatar. And so we want to try to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
And then so like a metaphysical look at that would be, what's going on with that electrical system? Why, could it be that that person is tuned into a lot of different consciousnesses at once and they don't know how to like tune the system? And so maybe it's overload of input. Like, I mean, I guess the best metaphor I could give is like maybe it's someone a schizophrenic who's perceiving a lot of different things at once. So I think that could probably happen. The answer would be to regulate that nervous system in a person who is having, I guess you would call it hyperperception or
Yeah.
hyper awareness.
That reads for sure. I think that's why they put the word take in quotation marks because they probably figured the same, that there must be an aspect to this that's outside of the medical term. And the word I kept getting was a system reboot, right? So it's like right now we're talking about the Great Reset in this topic. And we called it the Great Reset, the Grand Reset, because it is also happening on the human layer and realm. But when I got the word reboot, it was like the way it almost kind of had like your as opposed to us being the ones that initiate it. Whenever that person could be having like lots of different perceptions of the different realities or consciousness, that their body doesn't know how to integrate all that. So they're just like, okay, it's going to take you offline for a while, which is you having the seizure.
That's an interesting point too.
Yeah.
One other thing.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry to
go ahead.
interrupt
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead. No, I was going to say, and so it's important for us to utilize these really great tools that you brought for us today, in order to have the reset on our own terms, as opposed to having it imposed upon us.
You're talking about the grand reset too, like of our system in our realm, right? Like what's happening with the sun
Yes.
and the
Yes.
electromagnetic sphere around the
Yes.
planet.
Yes.
So one of the well-studied effects of increased cosmic radiation, and right now we're in a period of unprecedented amounts that have been measured, is nervous system excitivity or nervous system irritation.
And this is science proves this, right?
This is science, yeah, yeah. And so a highly excited nervous system, I could see if somebody already had a lot of excitement in the nervous system, that this increased solar activity, we're in that solar maximum right now, and during a pole shift, decreased magnetosphere, I could see where that could activate something like seizures. Again, I think we always have to look at the physical, and I'm not saying go to medications at all. I don't utilize Western medicine at all. But even though I'm a registered nurse. But what I'll say,
she said, even though she's a registered nurse,
yeah, I do not
and
use Western
I will
medicine.
say I do. I think there's a good blend for everything. You've obviously done a lot more awareness keys.
We're all
so
different.
I think that's really cool. Yeah,
but
totally.
what I will say
I think
is,
everything's here for us for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. And so if the body is like suddenly experiencing something new that it hasn't experienced before, there's probably something insulting the body that you need to find, is what I'll say. And maybe it's the sun, and maybe you just need to regulate your brain waves, or maybe it's something you're eating, or maybe it's a person you're hanging around, or maybe it's your psychic perception. But like there's so much we have to look at in driving these avatars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, driving these avatars. That's a good way to call it. When Lianka introduced me to this term a little while ago, when she said that it's almost like our higher self is puppeting us, and puppet is kind of a playful word for it. And then after she brought that topic in, I had a moment after I went to an acupuncture session. I really felt that I was seeing pennies and having these like synchronicities, and I felt like I was being watched, almost like I was being puppeted.
I've been feeling that way my whole life.
Right.
I say to people too, like everyone has psychic abilities. You've been a medium for your own soul your whole life, right?
Yeah, true.
Well, it doesn't feel like much.
Well, let's take this a little bit deeper, because I know that you can go there. When people come to you, with real stuff, like we started today in the conversation with lack and unworthiness, how do you facilitate them to release that so that they actually are safe to expand their intuition and expand their gifts?
I recommend binaural beats to everyone, because it just automatically starts to regulate your nervous system.
Yeah.
But the first thing, the next thing is, and some people aren't going to listen to them. So I always tell people that it's really about perspective, and that we get kind of stuck in a groove in our way of thinking. And so every time we go to a place of negativity, kind of stimulates us to stay there and go to another place of negativity. And we just have to break the cycle in a lot of cases, and to switch it to the opposite of whatever you're feeling, to remember that worrying is praying for what you don't want, because thoughts are things. I've seen it. And everything we see, everything we think, like we're creating it in the energy field before we see it in the physical. Just like I don't see the energy coming out of my cell phone, that thing is working. So to remember that everything that you're thinking is creating. So if you're spending your whole day like worrying about something, then you're creating it bigger and bigger and bigger. And so as soon as you realize it, switch it. Just switch it to something like gratitude about something. I heard you say, I think it was Lianka earlier, like fake it till you make it. 100%. I know people don't always agree with that, but when you start to just say it differently, you start to create a different reality. And so that's one of my biggest pieces of advice to people, is change how you feel about yourself by saying it differently.
Yeah, for sure.
And change how you feel about your world by saying it differently, because you're literally freaking creating it. Even though we don't notice it. And I say this with so much love and compassion, because I go through hard times too. But that is my advice, is start changing your brain waves, and then change those patterns of thought, break out of those old habits that you might not even know you're doing, or maybe you just picked it up from your parents, or maybe it's not even yours.
Katie asks, any certain frequencies along with the binaural beats?
Solfeggio tones, and I've included those in a lot of my binaural beats too, because they're really healing and helpful to listen to. And go to sound baths. If you have a local sound bath where you live, oh my gosh, go, because that causes even, it's not binaural beats, but it causes a release in all of the cells of your body. It's like cymatics for your cells. And
We had the
everyone,
one at the beginning of our live event, and I feel like that really got everybody at a place to be able to release and just be in what they're experiencing, as opposed to just having some information talking to them.
Yeah, I think so. These kind of get like prickly when you're like, so what's your problem? Let's fix it. I mean, we've really come to an age in this reality when we're beyond the fixing of the problem. Like, I get that people are still dealing with chaos in their lives, or my husband this and that, and whatever, right? Like, but at the end of the day, if we could get them into a practice where they're working their nervous system, dropping down these brainwave states so that
and
they,
connecting the hemisphere so they can think more clearly.
yes.
I feel like you've
What
gotten a lot
else?
of I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to go with another question.
I was just gonna-
I feel like
So
you've
much.
gotten a lot of awareness through the practice of, doing the traveling with the binaural beats, like being able to view different places. It's very obvious to me by the way that you answer the questions, that you, in the way that you answer the questions, it's almost like as if like you have come to, you didn't read it somewhere, that you've come to probably see it somewhere, right? While you are traveling, or experiencing some of these events. What is, oh, this is going to be a weird question, and I don't know why I feel so compelled to ask it, but what is one of the most eye-opening or unique experiences that you've had while doing this work?
Yeah, I've been going to this one same place my whole life, and it showed me that we're not really here. It showed me like
Yeah.
what this place really is. And
Oh
so
God, I knew it.
Wow.
I knew
I'm
I
glad you
asked for a
asked.
reason. I didn't know how to ask, but I knew I asked for a reason. Okay,
Okay,
go.
let's go.
Tell me. Yeah.
The way that I see it is
I've been asking with my heart.
so I don't want to trigger anybody here,
No, no,
but I'm
no.
gonna say,
Oh,
have you
This
ever
is the
seen
place. This is the place. It's place. We can go really far and deep, and that's totally cool. Let's go.
have you ever seen the pictures of flat Earth?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's like a plane, right? And then there's
Yes.
this dome over it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Like we're on this structure, and I see like a lot of water all around it, and that there's not all water. There's like industry and stuff underneath us, but we're in this place, and there's like an electromagnetic dome around it in this reality, and then there's several more layers of reality beyond that. And
Okay. Okay.
one thing Janet said earlier was the realms bleeding or something to
Yeah.
that effect.
Yes. Yes.
And I see that too. Like a lot of
Yeah.
what we call like ETs are in just across in
Yes.
realm two. And I
Yeah.
see
I
that
think so.
opening from the out of body
Okay.
state. And so that makes sense to me, like why so many people all of a sudden are like, I'm connected with Pleiadians, connected
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
channeling Arcturians.
Yes.
I think that because the realms are literally opening. So I see like we're here in this place where here's the next part is we all have these like individual pods is what I see.
Uh-huh.
And we
Yep.
have a control
Yep.
mechanism from within it. And then we can also come out and experience outside of the structure that our soul is in. And that's
Okay.
what we call this earthly realm.
Yes.
So I see like our consciousness like comes in through water and through this structured environment where we can interact with each other outside of the body and where we can control our reality from there as well.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I'm seeing what you're saying.
Do you see it also that the realms are different than the dimensions?
I see them pretty much as similar but on a different scale because
Yes.
now I see
I see
dimensions
it
as
too.
almost all the things we think we're creating like a new dimension of energy.
Ah.
But then I see these like fixed dimensions of like I see us like what I call realm one and then realm two, and I see like
Yeah.
then they're just separated vibrate.
By vibration. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like oil and water, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
they're starting to merge more, and I've been to some of those higher realms as well, and I had a really interesting experience where I was I'm frequently under a bridge before I cross into out of this world, and I was under this dirty bridge under on a dirty beach, and I found myself on a walkway that nobody else could see over the water, and there was this beautiful like snow globe looking place, and I went through this beautiful walkway. It was like shimmery snow and lights everywhere, and I got to the opening and I knew it was another realm, and this woman in like robes walked up and she said, "What are you doing here?" I
Ah,
said, "I want to go in here." She said, "This is realm 5. It's not open right now to you." And I was like, "Oh," and
that
then I was
makes
back on the
total
beach.
sense.
So like
Wow.
This
seeing
totally
these,
makes
Yeah,
sense.
this feels like the
And
lightest conversation that we've had all day.
I knew I was asking for it. So in the study that I've been doing, like just in the reading, and then kind of correlating across our screens, referencing a lot of NDEs and people's near-death experiences and case studies that were done from like QHHT sessions, which means like putting you under and you can access other realms. And then there's also life between lives. And many of these accounts sound very similar to how you are describing. And so when I would read some of this stuff, I would kind of picture in my mind. When I'm picturing what you're saying in my mind, it's all fitting into me. Like I can see what you're saying because I've read it somewhere. Like I read somebody else having the same thing. And these are people who, before the internet, had made these accounts.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there was no way of them even knowing each other. And through hypnosis or having an NDE, they're coming back and saying the same exact places, the same exact words. They're talking about robes. They're talking about being in pods and then going to accessing different dimensions, even based upon your level of soul, vibration, if you will, right?
yeah,
At the healing beds.
Yeah, the healing beds.
yeah.
That's
That's a
too.
big thing too.
Yeah. And so being healed with light in that way.
Yeah.
So you got to know that anything is possible. And so when you take all that back down to the earth,
Yeah. I
then
mean, and
we
that's
know.
the defined. I mean, some of the Arcturians picture one of the ones that when I was asking about dimension, they're like, a tree is a tree, but it doesn't look different. And then they kind of flashed a picture of how a tree looks like frequency to them. Not like
Yeah, that makes sense.
not like how I
Totally makes sense. Yes, I saw. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah. It's like really freaking cool.
Yeah, it is so freaking cool. But we're all made to forget, which is why we're here for a beautiful reason. Like there would be no reason for us to have this experience, especially with bodies and brains that need, balancing and all of these things, as if it wasn't for a beautiful reason.
Yeah.
And the
I
thing
think
is
we're here
that we
to,
start to struggle. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that we start to struggle on purpose. I think that sounds crazy, but
I
I
believe
really
you.
believe we're in a consciousness trainer for our soul. I mean, chaos reduction trainer for our soul here. We came to learn. I had a hypnosis session, a life between life, and I had an out of body during it. And what they showed me was that many of us come here and we think, "Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to have a great time." And then we stay a lot longer than we think we would. It's really difficult. And but how do I say it? Our soul is glad to be here. They showed it to me like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like you get on a roller coaster and you're screaming all the way down, and you get off, you're like, "I think I'll do that again." And then you ride it a few times, and then at the end you throw up.
So
And
true.
It's
they
like,
kind of
it's
showed
like
it
you
to me
being in
like
The Walking Dead, and you're like, it's miserable. I had to run from all these zombies. And then you go up to heaven, you realize it was just like a TV show anyway.
Oh, how funny and true. And that's the picture that I got. The same thing that you described right there was when you were describing the man with, I felt like, oh, okay, I just ran a marathon. I feel so like empowered. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That is all of that was going through my head whenever you were talking about that. And I think that's important for people to remember, as painful as it can be sometimes. And I say that with love because it's only as painful as we want to make it.
Well, that's a creation. We
Correct.
create our
That's
lives
exactly why I
in each
said
moment.
that.
That's my theme.
It's exactly why I said that. I knew she was going to call me out on that. That's why I was like, let me give you, it's only as painful as we make it. And why, but again, our choice to come here, our choice to be here on earth, our choice for all of these things. And when we can just start from that little seed, we can open up so much more empowerment.
for sure.
What are your thoughts on sacred contracts and people choosing something that like a child death or something like
Oy.
Yeah, I think that we started to hit on this earlier, that we're here to experience what we are not. We're here to
Uh-huh.
experience ourselves as something different, to have an
Yeah.
experience. And I'm not going to try to minimize it. I'm not trying to minimize it when I say this, but
No.
I can really see it as a roller coaster ride for an
Okay.
experience at this point. And so I think that sometimes we do sign up for an experience that we know is going to be difficult because it's going to grow our soul in some way or teach us to be a better guide. Some of us are here to learn to be better guides as well. You think about like the people who are therapists now, who had the most difficult childhoods and all this
Yeah.
abuse, and now
Yeah.
they're amazing therapists because they
Yeah.
understand what everybody's going through, right? We're doing that
Right.
too as souls
Yeah.
to
Sure.
be better guides as well. And so then I also do think that, things happen and bodies break and we get in unfortunate circumstances, and we all have to have free will. And so sometimes people don't make the best choices and we end up, in the wrong place at the wrong time, and things go wrong. It doesn't change the fact that we're in AKS reduction trainer for the soul, and that our consciousness, through having to work through a difficult avatar, will grow even more. We may not understand that while we're here, but I from what I've seen, I think that's really happening. And I'll give you just a quick example. I heard a soldier tell a story about her near-death experience. She got in an explosion and she remembered being with her guides outside of her body. And her guide said, well, you have to go back. It's not your time, and you need to go back with an injury. She said they cracked up laughing about all these different horrific injuries they could give her. But from the out-of-body state, they thought it was funny. They were like joking about it.
Herself and the guides. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And
Yeah.
she just came back with a broken arm and she was fine. But the point is, like, we don't see it the same way from out there as we see it
No.
here. And that
Yeah.
family member of mine, they were sure they weren't happy to be here. And I'm like, I think you are. And then they said, what's weird about you telling me that story is I used to run track and I've been dreaming about that lately. I'm like,
How funny. And so
yeah, your
was this,
soul's trying to show you.
yeah, that was from the session with you, and that you and your family member, they were able to come to this realization. That's wonderful. That is
Yeah.
so, see y'all, this is really good stuff.
See y'all.
I know, and the way I am. I'm
You're picking
so
up
funny.
on my New Orleans heritage.
Well, I'm Texas girl.
Yeah.
And I got some New Orleans in us too. One of the other things that I think is very interesting is that, and to that point, I was going to say the other thing that, oh gosh. So one of the chicas that we follow is real quickly. She's on a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's really spiritual and whatever. And she was telling the other ladies that that are not so spiritual. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for them, but that she lost her child in the womb, and the baby was almost to. I mean,
Like to term.
yeah, to term, and she wasn't able to have a live baby, and she took it very, 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 very hard. But she also knew a lot about what we talk about, and I could tell through her words that maybe she even knew what you're describing here about souls and their own experience and having free will. At the end of the day, we have to remember, and she said this, that that the baby has his own soul and his own exit points, and chooses their own exit points. And they made that design with their guides beforehand.
Yeah. What if that baby just wanted to experience being in a mother for a few
That's
days?
exactly what I was thinking.
Just a short ride.
Yes, and I think she understood that too, which also sent them in probably a weird place because they were just not able to receive that. And my best friend reminded me, I hadn't seen her, not one of my good friends. We hadn't talked about like some of our times where we have gotten mad, and I can't even remember when ever being mad at her. She goes, do you remember that time where you said that if something happened to Ryzen, that you would have to just be okay with it, and that you would be, and she was like, and if somebody came and shut up a classroom, that you would have to be okay with it. And I thought, I said that?
We don't have to be okay with it. We just have to not get spun out from it.
But at the core of it, I knew what I meant. And it was because I know this to be true through the things that you describe here. And that we are on this experience. And at the end of the day, my son's soul has his own free will. Oh, as hard as that is for me to say.
Me too. And we none of us get through this experience without difficulty. It's just part of what we signed up for. And I was one of those people who thought it was a trap, but I've seen too much. I know we're free and we're choosing it.
And that's where it gets to be good, right? That's where we get to design. Yeah, I love it.
And you get out of those difficult situations. What's that?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, even though one soul, like say a teenager is kind of on a destiny for suicide,
Mhm,
I do think that prayer and intention
mhm.
circles can shift and change everything.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's been proven. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
entity removals, the whole thing.
Mhm.
I think that, that,
We're
Sure.
sharing energy in this network, right?
Of
We can
course.
connect with
I'm
anyone
glad
just
that you
by
said
thinking
that.
of
yeah,
them. Me
yeah,
too. And just through our intention, we can achieve healing in ourselves and in the world around us and in people around us. Heart math showed that as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've gone kind of long, but I do want to share your special offer.
Yeah.
And you guys, you're going to love this one. So, is there anything else you feel that's really important to say while I bring this up?
Yeah, I want to say that one way you can start to open your mind and change your brainwave states, even without any assistance of anything but you, is, and this took me so far in the beginning, is so you've learned like great breathing stuff today and learned stuff about how to try to get out of body, but try visualizing. Just pick something that you're familiar with. And when you lay there to do your meditation or try to get out of body, try to visualize something. Keep yourself awake and active by visualizing. Keep your mind
Okay.
quiet by trying to see the letters of the alphabet or circles and
Okay.
squares. What happens is, this was proven as well, that when we have focused attention like that, we change our brainwave state to be more psychic. And for like these kids who are riding bikes and reading blindfolded, that's what they're doing. They're really focusing in. And then your awareness expands and you start to get information from outside of you. And so that's one way you can change your brainwave state even on your own, is through focused awareness. And if you can add gratitude to that, and again, we'll go back to fake it till you make it, just say thank you over and over again. Dr.
Mhm.
Emoto proved that those words change the water
Oh,
and your water, right? So you
yes.
start saying thank you and start visualizing, and you'll change your brainwave state and you'll change your electromagnetic frequency from, well, to being scientific, from transverse to longitudinal, and you'll access more of the reality, the more of the bandwidth that you can't perceive with the physical. So everyone can do this. Everyone can achieve expanded states of awareness. It's not reserved for any special person. It's just part of who we are. You're already doing it. You're just asleep usually.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get away from the
Yeah.
chaos
So this
too.
is not some special ability. And if you have chaos or if you use a lot of caffeine, those things can get in the way.
Yeah.
So you have to try to find quiet spaces, which can be difficult sometimes. Yeah.
I'm all laughing because I'm like, mm.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. The Sacred Awakened Consciousness Activation Audio Collection.
Yeah.
So this is a series of binaural beats. I say series, you don't have to listen to them in any particular order, but it's 12 different binaural beats that I've created to achieve different things. One of them actually has the solfeggio Schumann resonance in it, and brainwave states that correspond with excuse me, with the earth. There's a lot of different ones there. They're all meant to take your brain into either a theta state or a delta state or both, and or an alpha state. There's one called psychic abilities for an alpha state, which is just relaxed awareness where you start to perceive outside of yourself.
Yeah.
There's one on there for a gamma state for expanded awareness. That one is amazing for studying. I use it like if I have to work on like hard things on the computer for a while, I put in the gamma one, and somehow it just lightens me up and it expands my awareness around what I'm doing. So there's 12 of them there. There's the release one that's right in front of me right now. Oh wait, okay, I'll start with the 10-minute nervous system reset. I have people that use that one when they're driving in traffic because
Oh,
they just feel better instantly. And anytime I get in a difficult situation, if I'm low on time, I pop in the 10-minute nervous system reset
That
and
sounds,
I feel so
yeah.
much better afterwards. The next one, the release, we don't have to go through all of them, but the
yeah,
release
might as
is
well.
Yeah, we
really
got
good.
time. We
Okay,
got time.
really good for letting go of like emotional trauma and things that you're holding on to. This one works really well, and it's got some solfeggio tones in it to help with
Wow,
that.
I can't wait to listen.
The
I'm
next,
like, I love stuff like this.
Me too.
the next one is heart brain coherence, and that one has 432 hertz, and that one also has solfeggio tones in it as well.
Mm.
And let's see, there's another 432 one,
Yeah.
earth resonance one.
More.
They sound
That's
different.
in
They
the
do
hertz.
different things. So just try them out, the different ones. Like this one has like nature sounds in it, so it's a little different. You can preview all of these so you can decide which one to listen to first when you go there.
Great.
The chakra journey one is one of my very favorite ones, and that one I specifically made for each of the 7 major chakras. So it's a constant binaural beat, but I coordinated it with the frequencies of each chakra to make that tone. So that one goes through all 7 chakras, starting with the root chakra. If you want to pay attention to what's happening during that one, it starts with root. And it's 35 minutes, so it's 5 minutes for each chakra. The owl spirit medicine one is so fun.
Neat.
That one's got owl
like the
tones in
name.
it. Owl is my spirit guide, one of my main spirit guides. I always see owls when I have change coming in my life.
Oh, wow.
And that theta frequency in there, it just helps open you up to inner sight and guidance. And some of my clients tell me that's the only one they listen to now. So
Really? Very cool.
if you love owls, that's a good one.
Oh.
I will say that I asked a couple people, did I put too much owl in there? And they're like, no. So there's a lot of owl in there.
I feel you. Yeah.
Is it like literally like whoo, whoo, whoo?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
They're real
Gotcha.
recordings of owls. So.
Okay.
But there's binaural beats. So
I
binaural
gotcha.
beats are very
Fun.
subtle. You want your brain just to detect them. They're not meant to be really loud.
Right.
Yeah.
That psychic development one, the alpha one, I often listen to that one before I do readings just to get my brain into a good state prior to during my meditation before reading. And alpha is that relaxed state of awareness where you can start to pick up on outside of you without being in a daydreamy state, which might be more like alpha to theta. So then the next one is the heightened intuition one. That one's great for focus as well. Gamma.
I need that one.
I really like this one. It helps me focus, and like sometimes I'll get a little fried in my brain, like from working on the computer too long.
Yeah.
And this one seems to help with that. It seems to take that
I was
away
just
from
going to
me.
ask that question. Do you have one for that? Because I have AD.
Makes me want to bring something up, but I'll bring it up after.
Do ADH things sometimes. Go ahead.
I like the gamma one for that, but you might also find theta helpful if your brain's going too fast. You might even slow it down to theta.
Okay.
And then there's the solfeggio and Schumann one, and
Nice.
Gateway Consciousness is one that I originally built for. I used the same frequencies that Bob Monroe used for creating the 4 hertz. Bob Monroe's like the original out of body guy.
Okay.
And consciousness researcher. He had a program with the government exploring out of body research.
Nice.
And the Monroe Institute still exists.
Yeah.
So I used what they discovered was that when the body started vibrating right before the out of body state happened, it was at a 4 hertz frequency. And so they mimicked it. They used some different frequencies, and I used the same frequencies that they used there in my own attempts to get out. And I found that it was quite helpful. It also is helpful for going to sleep. So. And then the next one is purely for sleep, and pink noise is added to that one. Pink noise relaxes the nervous system, and many people tell me who don't normally sleep well that this one helps them sleep for many more hours.
Nice.
And then the 10-minute gong reset, that one is just short. If you just need a boost in your life, or you're feeling frantic, or your day is just going crazy and you just need to reset, that one and the 10-minute nervous system reset are so good for that.
Love this.
They just take us somewhere else. So.
When you get access to this, we also have these other frequencies down here. So if you like this kind of thing, this might be something for you to read in this particular session, just so you know. Just that you'll have a whole library of them. It'd be fabulous.
Yeah.
Everybody who comes to
having
this
the whole
podcast
library.
is going to be beaming and glowing after
I
this.
know. But that's what the hope is.
We know that, but we know that sound science has given us this, the ancients have been telling us this, that sound changes things and heals things. And, science is seeing that very much so. And they're really just now coming online and saying, okay, yes. And some of this technology is coming from, other realms as well. So that it is a place for us to really, really, if nothing else, just peek up and start to do your research on the information. But if everything is cool, then just go ahead and grab the whole package. Thank you so much, Michelle. Any parting words for us today?
Yeah, I was just thinking, I really want to say again, everyone can do this. Everyone is already consciousness expressing through the body. The consciousness isn't originating from the body. It is only being expressed through the body. The body is a focusing mechanism for our consciousness. And we all have the ability to have a conscious out-of-body experience, or even just to have an expanded awareness where we pick up on our guides better through quieting our nervous system. These experiences I'm talking about, they're not rare and they're not reserved for any special person. It just takes some practice and dedication to achieve those states. I certainly didn't get there right away. It took me some time. And I'll even share with you that as an adult, like the progression of being able to access out-of-body states has taken me 2 years since I started reintroducing it. Like it's gone far in 2 years, but it took a while to get there. And so really be patient with yourself. The first time I tried to visualize anything, I didn't see anything at all. But when I did it consistently every day, not only did I start visualizing things, I started seeing like very specific information during psychic readings and also receiving really specific information for myself. So stick with it. And I went from just mainstream high stress job to this by changing my nervous system in these ways. And I think that if we want peace in the world, we just all bring peace to our life and it changes.
I
So
agree.
I'm just grateful to be here and to share this information.
Michelle, thank you. A couple comments from the chat that I'd love for you to hear is Kathleen says, I love Michelle. She always looks like she's smiling, and frequency and vibration are wonderful. I can feel your free spirit, Michelle. Thank you for having fun. Tiffany says that talk was fascinating. I don't know much about the topic of out-of-body experiences, but this was really cool. And Katie says, owls are cool. And also says, thanks, Michelle, for a great conversation information. Stacy says, thank you for your wisdom. And Ellen says, is there going to be a replay? She got interrupted by work. And yes, there will be a replay. And all of this beautiful work will all be available on replay at our make sure you're also, if you're listening on YouTube, you can get signed up for the summit at www.howhustle.com/summit so that you're getting all of the announcements. And on that next page, when I take it to you, you obviously read through the page, but then you go to your dashboard, and that's just where you'll see all of this information. Plus, you'll also see the special offers, Michelle's special offer, and all of the special offers of each speaker there listed with their beautiful, underneath their picture, right next to it. It's a beautiful button that says, grab the special offer. These are just invitations. Of course, all of this information will continue to be a free resource this week. We get started tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. And today, a couple more comments about today were just basically thank you for an amazing day one, ladies, and blessings to all. And we're just so happy to have you join us. You are the biggest, most beautiful part of this whole journey and this community.
Absolutely. If you have any questions ever, you can reply to those emails that you're getting, and we will answer whatever you require, whatever you need. Did you want to close with a brief meditation, or do you feel like this?
I think we had a wrap. I think it's been a beautiful day. I just want to set the intention as we go off together. Let's just close our eyes for 2 seconds. Take a deep breath in and set the intention for peace and love to permeate the hearts of everyone, the people in our family, the people that are experiencing homelessness, the people that are experiencing illness, and those that are making, and even, scarier things, whatever those things may be that they perceive. And even the people that make decisions around war times and anything like that, their heart may be filled with the love that we are just pointing to their hearts now. And anyone else that you can hold in your mind, we are pointing love and just kindness and peace toward them for you as well. And then to each other. everyone on this line, everyone listening on replay, pointing our love to each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those fun things like share. We are How It Hustle.
And we're reminding you
To take a little time and enjoy the woo. Have a good one. Thank you. Grab the chat. Oh, good. It's still there.